Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
This season has been so blah.
How can that blah, blah, blah.
It's been boring.
Play 10 of the drive, third goal. Jacobs inside, into the end zone.
Romeo Dobbs
is he
looking
back?
like he's going to play.
That's good.
Well, looking inside, and he's caught by Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs to the end zone. Packers back in the end zone. From the 36, Smith pressure brought down. Devontae Wyatt came soaring in there.
That was a fun sack. Going to play.
That's good.
Al throws in the middle. It's intercepted. That time it's caught by Cooper. Andrew Cooper inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
This season has been so blah. It's
Green Bay
been
Packers.
boring.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
How can that blah, blah, blah.
Well, it is a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. That's not boring. Delicious brands like Palermo's Connie's Urban Pie, Scream and Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find it in your local grocer's freezer. Blah, blah. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace. I mean, maybe I am the blah, 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 just say stupid stuff guy.
Wow. How long did it take you to come to that conclusion?
Kyle Wallace, very festive in his red sweater.
Happy holidays. My girl wouldn't let me wear green pants, though. She said absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, she said you got to put on tan pants. But do know, every day this week, your boy is going to be celebrating Christmas.
Every day this week.
Every day this week. Because everybody going to be gone next week, so we got to celebrate the holidays this week.
All right.
Merry
noted.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Kyle Wallace.
Then we'll all celebrate Kwanzaa on the 26th.
Okay. I will be not here on the 26th. Do you celebrate Kwanzaa?
No, I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. I recognize Kwanzaa. I don't celebrate.
What does that mean?
What do you mean, what does what mean?
What does it mean, celebrate versus recognize?
To celebrate means like you actively celebrate on the day, you do stuff. I recognize, like, yeah, I recognize that. I appreciate that. I love that.
I recognize.
I love that.
Brad, I recognize you right now as a
thank
part
you.
of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman as you are the the Nortman of the show.
Yep, that's me. The end. The Nortman.
Might taking days off for Kwanzaa like Christmas.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Strophe running the show. You can get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison as the Packers get it done. What looked like everyone, as I was on social media, the fun bit back and forth between Tausch and Homer and our station of when should we start the Green Bay Game Day post-game show, and then the second half was weird. It was kind of a weird flow. Josh Jacobs fumbled and got a little dicey and interesting, but ultimately it was a runaway victory for the Green Bay Packers. Now, Brad, you were off on Friday, but you couldn't help but fire off takes via text message. And I'm seeing how active you are on social media yesterday on Twitter X. You got a lot of takeaways from the Packers against the Seahawks. And I'm going to turn it to you because you had the more declarative statement between Kyle and, I like to hear what you guys think right away. And Kyle was kind of boring. So I was like, Brad, what do you got for me?
Well,
wow.
I'm glad that you turned it over to me because, yes, I wasn't here Friday, but I couldn't hold back my voice. KBN Nation needs to hear my voice. And Ben Brust, at least you were able to be my mouth for my statements on Friday. That's a fun way to put it. Anyway, I did say that, look, the Packers need to approach this game like it's a prelude to the playoffs, right? You're going to go somewhere on the road, hostile environment, marquee time slot and matchup against another really good opponent. And I want to see how they respond. And guys, they responded in every possible way that gets me excited for this team. So much so that I declared it on social media. I doubled down today that, guys, the Green Bay Packers, they are playoff ready. Every once in a while, you just see the turning of the page. You just see something flip on in a given team. And right now, it's the Green Bay Packers where you look at them and say, everything is coming together. They're starting to get healthy. All sides of the ball starting to hit on all cylinders. And it gets you excited. It leads me to believe that, look, this might not be the year they win the Super Bowl, but I fully expect them to make noise in the playoffs. They look like a team that is not only hitting their stride with just 3 games to go, but looking forward to the playoffs. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be contenders, and they're going to be a team that most teams do not want to play. And the path, for better or worse saying this, is starting to clear with just certain injuries around the NFL. So I think there's been no greater amount of optimism than today, all season long, for the Green Bay Packers for what they could do in the playoffs. And guys, one of the reasons I feel like this is there's been so many issues that have continued to plague the Green Bay Packers all season. It's almost like Matt LaFleur is a great customer service representative, right?
Oh, Lord.
You've got all these people calling in, be like, I'm upset about this. I'm upset about
Before
that.
you go through Matt LaFleur here, it did just come through my phone that David Montgomery, I know they said he was out indefinitely. It looks like he's undergoing season-ending surgery, the running back for the Detroit Lions.
That's a brutal day for the Lions. I mean, Ali McNeil, one of their great D linemen, I mean, just stacking up more and more injuries.
Oh, wow. Right away, people, Brad, they're coming at you for drinking the Kool-Aid, but I ain't going to stop you now.
Well,
keep on preaching.
Well, hang
Drink
on
it,
tight.
Brad,
So
drink
it's like Matt LaFleur is a great customer service rep, and he said, okay, I'm listening to all the customer complaints. Let me see how I can go back to the drawing room and re-execute this product. And the product you saw on Sunday night touched on every single thing that we and I had brought issue with all season long. Let's start with one thing. Start fast. This team has started slow so many times. It's like, where's the rhythm? Where's the intensity? This team starts fast. How about this one? Let Josh Jacobs eat. How many times did we sit back and say Josh Jacobs only got 13 carries? He only got 15 touches.
That's when we talk about it.
Exactly. But this time, he got like 26 carries. I'm going to pull up the box score. He got like 26 carries, and that includes 4 receptions. You got him early and often. You let Josh Jacobs eat. How about this one? This has been a recent complaint to the Matt LaFleur complaint department. Jaden Reed. Where are you at, Jaden Reed? Where are all the touches? Where are you in the game plan? Matt LaFleur addresses that. Let's give him the ball in jet sweeps. Let's do a bunch of quick passes. All the certain ways to get your playmaker the ball in Jaden Reed. How about this one? This one I've been banging the drum all season long.
I don't know. How about this one, Brad?
How about this one? Establish the pass rush. This has been next to the Titans game. This has been the most consistent pass rush all season long, not just by one person, the collective unit. Let's not stop there. Jordan Love. Efficient, good decision-making, protecting the ball, high completion percentage, making passes where you say, okay, that's a good pass to make, and then also the wow passes. And finally, revitalize the turnovers on defense. Started strong in the early part of the season, kind of faded away. Jason Wilde even said that on our program on Thursday. Said, where's the turnovers? They've revitalized that. All these things that even I have hand in the air said, where are you at, Green Bay Packers? They touched on every single one of it to lead me to believe this team is coachable, they're moldable, and they're addressing those challenges, setting them up to be a very dangerous team come postseason where their mind is focused right
Brad
now.
Nortman thinks this Green Bay Packers team is playoff ready. After watching them against the Seattle Seahawks, do you agree? 800-990-3776.
I will take my cup of Kool-Aid back that I've been drinking for a while here at the Green Bay Packers, and I'm not spotting any lie, Brad. This right here is just when somebody has that realization of being late, like 2 weeks late. You know how y'all say, I'm always late to the news?
You are always late to the news.
I'm always late to the news.
Shockingly
Because I got something else to do, right? I mean, I pop in the meetings like, oh, y'all hear this? Yeah, like 2 hours ago. So, anyways, for this today, when I look at the Green Bay Packers, Brad, welcome to the party. But the thing is, this game isn't the game that should determine whether or not the Packers are going to be playoff ready. The Packers have already displayed they have been playoff ready for weeks. This isn't what we were looking to solve going to this game. What we were looking for are the Packers who we believe they always were. And when you come out of this game and you say, yes, the Packers are a football team that consistently can beat average to okay to good football teams, they still have something to prove where they cannot beat great football teams. The Seattle Seahawks right now, where are they in the playoff picture in the NFC, Brad?
I don't know what they have this morning. Yesterday.
No. Yesterday they had 5 losses. Today they got 6 losses. Where are they at in the playoff picture today, Brad?
Did they get bumped out?
They got bumped out, and that's my whole point. Is when you look up and down the playoffs, when you look up and down about competitive, the Green Bay Packers have only beaten one team currently that's in the playoffs in the NFC. And so you talk about playoff ready, Brad. We've been there. We've already known this team was a playoff team for weeks. I'm not focused on being playoff ready. I'm focused on being Super Bowl ready, Brad. And you made some great points about the improvement. Don't you hoof me, Brad.
I mean,
that's what we're playing for. We're playing for Super Bowls. And you made some great points overall. This football team is making improvements. That's where we can agree upon. Because when we had our bye week, there were areas that we said the Green Bay Packers must improve. You talk about Jordan Love and the interceptions. What did he do? He hasn't thrown an interception in 4 games, and the one interception he has thrown since the bye week
was not a bad decision. It was a bad throw.
It was a bad throw. You talk about the penalty. The Green Bay Packers have reduced penalties where you see other teams like the Seattle Seahawks yesterday with pass interference calls and roughing the passer calls.
Yeah, J-Love did throw one of his underthrow pass interference from early in his career that we grew accustomed to last year.
And then you had drop passes. The receivers are getting better at dropping and making great catches yesterday, right? They were making great catches. So overall, when I look at this football team, Brad, they are playoff ready, but the improvements that they are making is what is going to make them Super Bowl ready. They still have not proven they're going to be Super Bowl ready because the Seattle Seahawks may not be in the playoffs 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now. So overall, Brad, welcome to the party. I'm glad you're finally drinking the Kool-Aid, but you shouldn't be coming from that game saying the Packers are playoff ready. You should be coming from that game saying, yes, the Packers are who we thought they were.
I would like to raise a question to Brad Nortman because you did a list of customer service department things that Matt LaFleur has addressed. Has he addressed anything with himself? Has he addressed the ability to be a little bit more aggressive in certain scenarios? Has he addressed the ability to use timeouts better? Has he addressed the ability to not be 0 for 6 on challenges? There are some things.
You hear all that negativity?
Yeah.
No, I mean, look,
pass the cup.
Goodness
Pass
gracious.
the cup.
Take a sip, Ben.
I will
Drink your fill.
As I said to Kyle on Friday, I was right about one thing. I was like, if this team is going to be really good in this game against the Seahawks, they need to have, whether they get the ball first or second, a long, sustained drive. And they punched him in the mouth. Josh Jacobs had 8 touches on the first drive, 6 carries, 2 receptions on the first drive. Might have been more. I forgot. Up to that point in the first drive, we all know is the Josh Jacobs drive to start the game. That set the tone for this offense and then opens up more later on in the game. I love that from them. Number 2, I had said what, Kyle? I have no feel for this game, and usually if I'm down, that means the other side's going to happen. The other side did happen. The Packers kicked the crap out of them ultimately and won by, I'd say, a hefty enough margin with the game flow and the weird second half that I still feel really good walking out of that game versus going into it about what this Packer team showed. You can throw in the Sam Howell stuff. You can throw in Geno's bad in the red zone and Carrington Valentine made 2 plays. Like all that coming like I can't make, again, this goes back to Malik Willis. You can't make excuses for what the Packers were dealt. They ultimately played well with what they had presented in the game. You can't take it away from it.
What did y'all learn from this game? I'm dead serious. When you watch this game, yes, you got excited because the Packers performed at a high level, but what were your takeaways saying this football team is playoff ready? Like, they did something
I'm not going as far as Brad to be like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden from the Seahawks game, they're playoff ready. But what I'll say is, you brought up no team goes the whole year without a stinker.
That's true.
And they had an opportunity for a stinker.
They did.
It's a tough game to go to Seattle in a team that was in the top of the division, whether you think they're good or not. Ultimately, I can walk away feeling more confident knowing that, hey, this Packer team hasn't had a stinker. They've been in just about every single game they played in, and that's a sign of a competitive football team and why you continuously hear right now that the Packers are a dangerous team you don't want to play. But the biggest thing that I want to know coming up next, and right now from all of you at 800-990-3776, is Jay Love back? And I just want to pull that. Is Jordan Love back? Yes or no? 800-990-3776. I know my answer. I want to know yours. Is Jordan Love back? Officially back? Coming up next on Kyle Brust and Nortman on a Victory Monday presented by Palermo's Pizza.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
You agree with me?
Lola Bunny on your algorithm
I'm just
shaking her butt?
It's people on my Facebook sharing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Lola the Bunny was kind of strapped.
Okay, here's as far as I'm... All I'll be able to say is I get why Bugs was so love drunk over Lola. I get it. That's as far as I can go to you.
Look at this. Google Lola the Bunny.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
It's the year-end rate reduction sales event at Wilde Automotive Group. Get rates as low as 4.9% on our best used cars and make no payments for 90 days. 4.9% and no payments till March 2025 on over 600 vehicles at 10 Wilde Automotive Group locations. Don't wait. Get a better rate during the year-end rate reduction sales event. Get to your nearest Wilde location today.
Go to ewaldeauto.com.
With approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. Better is right around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, that is. Getting rid of that joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics is your solution to finally getting that joint pain relief that you are looking for. When I went to QC Kinetics, I found them to be incredibly accommodating, knowledgeable, and personal to be able to take what I was dealing with and put me on my own individualized plan to pain relief. So no matter what you're dealing with, shoulders, knees, hips, or back, it was back for me. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics are going to use all the tools in their tool belt to help give you that pain relief you've been looking for. So many things that allow you to feel your best for a brand new year. If you've been told surgery is your only or best option, you deserve a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation to live your best life in 2025. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Back. 800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBN ESPN. You can vote. And also you can vote on YouTube at ESP Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. First couple responses are, he never left. He just was hurt. Went through some ups and downs of the season, but he never left. I think, despite the injuries and things that have gone on, he was a little bit different to start the year. Playing a little too aggressively, maybe trying to take too much on his shoulders, subconsciously or consciously because of the big contract that he signed. Brad, is he back?
Oh, he's back. Oh, Jordan Love is so back. And it's okay to say that he's back, that he wasn't there earlier in the season, that he hadn't arrived. He hadn't shown up. The invitation got sent to the party, and he didn't show up until right now. But finally, we can applaud and say we have confirmation that Jordan Love is back. Because listen, yes, he was injured during that first half of the games in the regular season, right? But that's not an excuse for some of the passes he made, for some of the decisions he made. I've seen plenty of other quarterbacks sustain lower body injuries, and they are able to change their game to still be just as, maybe not yet just as, but almost as effective and have really good decision as they're making before the injury. But now there's no question. Jordan Love, fully healthy. He's doing all the things that last year made us drop our jaw, whether it be evading players in the pocket and then, getting outside the pocket on the run, making beautiful throws, whether it be in the pocket, making throws that are just like you could only put in one place, and darn it, he put it there, to even just getting the ball, like just operating the offense. How many times yesterday, and guys, some quarterbacks just cannot do this, to where he can identify the defense making a substitution, and he goes to the quick play and gets a free play. I mean, that is just classic Aaron Rodgers. Very few quarterbacks have the wherewithal to do that. He is one of them. So whether it be mentally, physically, orchestrating the game in total, he's so back. And that's one of the reasons why I think this team is so such in a wonderful position to make some noise in the playoffs.
Kyle, did he ever leave, or is he back?
Yeah, I think Jordan Love never left, but I also believe Jordan Love had to refine himself, right? Like, Jordan Love signed that big-time contract, and he's a human being. When you sign these big-time contracts, sometimes you start to press, right? In game one of the season, he got hurt. He comes back from injury. He doesn't super look healthy in the first half of that football game. I believe it was against the Minnesota Vikings. And then he took off in the second half. And then next thing you know, Jordan Love gets injured again a couple weeks later. So overall, Jordan Love never got a moment to truly settle in and say, I got this big contract. I'm able to lead my team. I'm able to, work myself into this. Remember, this is only year 2 as a starter. He's still learning on the job. He's still figuring out how to be a consistent,
that is so
competent,
fascinating to say out loud, and you're just like, it's only year 2 of being a starter.
No, it is. And so Jordan Love is still getting better. He's still improving. And the best thing about Jordan Love is the fact that he never went away, but he's growing and he's really finding himself in his groove. Do we understand how challenging? You both play professional sports, professional overseas, but higher level in college basketball. So I'm not going to take anything away.
You could have just ran with it and it been fine.
I mean, even you are aware, just because it's overseas, it's still professional.
Okay, I mean, I received
a check. To play a sport.
Okay, professional
that I lost at the casino.
That sucks. But overall, you all understand when you have to get better at something and you have pressure on you, it is not easy to make adjustments in season just to have it happen like that. And now imagine amplifying that to being the quarterback of a football team who's struggling with turnovers, who's struggling with decision making, who's struggling to be healthy. To see Jordan Love since the bye week say, you know what, I'm going to make better decisions with the football. And then on top of that, I'm going to start trusting my body. My knee feels healthy. My hip or my growing now feels healthy. And now I can maneuver in the pocket. That's why Jordan Love has looked much better, because now he's finally healthy, he's getting reps, and he's having consistency, and he's making better decisions. So Jordan Love definitely is there, but he never left. He just had to refine himself a little because he had to deal with some adversity.
So for me, the answer of why I say yes, Jordan Love is back, is because as I think about some of the throws that he made in yesterday's game, it made me present in the moment of the oh wow, right? The throw to Christian Watson. First off, I didn't know Christian Watson had it in him to make that kind of grab and get his feet down in a tight scenario. The touchdown of Romeo Doubs, we can talk about the catch because the catch was amazing, but it's the placement of the ball where only Romeo Doubs can make the catch. And I'm thinking these are throws of oh my. I remember in the last half of the year it was against Minnesota, and they had it all out blitzed, and he found Wicks over the middle. You just start thinking of those throws to Dobbs against the Cowboys. Yesterday, he made throws where I was oh wow, I was doing the oh wow stuff with Jordan Love, and I think you mentioned that in the first segment, but I don't want to glance over it. Those were pill slings. Those were Jordan Love-esque throws that we saw in the second half of last year. So I'm very inclined to say he's back for a lot of reasons. No interceptions the last 4 games. Taking care of the football, running the offense, running it efficiently. The penalties are down as a group. Right? That is all encompassing into the leader of Jordan Love and who he's been as quarterback since the bye. And since the bye, he's been healthier, and that solved a lot of problems. But then the team also got in rhythm with him. But some of those throws yesterday, I was like, I remember that one, that Dobbs throw. I'm always going to remember, that Seattle game. Remember that throw to Dobbs where Dobbs scooped it off the ground and basically but again, part of that goes to Jordan put it in the spot where only he can make the catch. Yes, he missed one throw over the middle, but no quarterback's perfect. I feel like earlier in the season, if he would have missed that throw over the middle to Dobbs, I think it was as well, I would have been like, he's still not there. But he did other throws throughout the game, whether it was being smart, whether it's just quick checkdowns, like being accurate with the checkdown throws to get guys going, moving forward. He was in a rhythm, and we talk about Jordan Love. When he's in a rhythm, he's a scary, scary, scary quarterback.
Well, and this is why these two conversations, right? Packers in the playoffs and Jordan Love being back. Right? This is why they're a married conversation, because there's an accurate NFL quarterback, and then there's accurate. Aaron Rodgers was accurate. There are some throws that Jordan Love makes that are in just the perfect location where only his receiver can get it, where only his receiver can then make a move on the ball for yards after catch. He's doing so many things that are small that even earlier in the part of the year, that good throws are now great throws because of that even just next marginal degree of accuracy. But not only that, it leads me to question this out loud. If you're an opposing defense, how do you attack Jordan Love? It used to be in the first part of the season, you'd say, I'm going to blitz him. Because against the blitz, he's bottom third in all the categories, right? Of passer rating and touchdowns.
He couldn't move.
Couldn't do anything. But now, since he has been fully healthy, he's top 5 of almost all quarterback stats against the blitz. It leads me to believe that if I was a defensive coordinator, I would say, how do you defend this guy? You can't blitz him. You can't let him take his time. If they start running the ball, the offense is high octane. He can't really be unsettled because his demeanor is so calm. When he is playing like this, when he is on, when he is back, boy, if you're a D coordinator, how do you possibly defend him?
And I also want to say this. There hasn't been a team this season that has actually stopped Jordan Love, right? That has slowed down Jordan Love. If Jordan Love gets the opportunity to throw the ball around there 30 times in a football game, he's going to put up numbers. When you look at a lot of these games, Jordan Love, the biggest thing that he had to overcome was health. He played well. I mean, he didn't play great against the Eagles, but he still put up good numbers against the Eagles. The Minnesota Vikings in the first half, he was slow, but he was hampered by injuries, and he let it rip in the second half. Even against the Detroit Lions in that first game, what was it? Jordan Love couldn't move, man. You saw the interception that he threw against the Detroit Lions.
In the first quarter, they couldn't block for him.
They couldn't. Well, I'm talking about the first Detroit Lions.
I know.
Game.
Second game, they couldn't block for him.
But the thing is that Jordan Love is dang near unstoppable. He really is unstoppable. That speaks to his greatness. Now, does he need to elevate his game to a whole nother level? I think he does if he wants to be the guy that we need him to be a championship football team. But overall, nobody should be sitting here shaking their head thinking Jordan Love ain't it. Has he had the big moment yet where he had to have 4 touchdowns and threw for 350 yards to put his team on his back? No, he hasn't had to have that. But the fact is,
he's had to have that.
But there was not a game that the Packers won this year where he needed to put the team on his back and they won.
I think that's a good. We haven't seen an MVP type moment from him this year. We saw a couple of those last year, a couple MVP type games.
So I agree with both of you. All I'm saying is there was an opportunity for him when they kicked a field goal against the Lions to make it 31-31. That's where you need Jordan Love in the offense. There was a penalty again. We know when this team gets penalties while they're driving and it sets them back in certain spots. But you still need him to find a way to get a touchdown in those top-tier games. He's got to be the guy. And I think yesterday gave me confidence that I'm starting to see the guy that I believed in the second half of last season to do that against the Vikings. And, who cares about the Saints? Fine. Call me crazy right now if I'm looking over the Saints on Monday Night Football.
Crazy.
Why?
Crazy.
Alvin Kamara's likely out.
Crazy.
They have Spencer Rattler.
Hey, every single week you got to stay locked in and focused. That's the one. That's the one thing.
We can do the whole roll out the ball and find a victory.
Yeah, this is like a non-conference game. In college.
This is
Bama versus Mercer.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem. See,
Alabama State versus Alabama on Monday.
This
Packers
is the
versus
youngest
Saints.
football team in the NFL. When you have this youth, everything that Matt LaFleur is doing is putting an identity on this football team, encouraging a culture of this football team, setting a mentality for this football team. So that's why we should be excited that he ran the ball and let Josh Jacobs get as many touches on drive number 1 because he was letting everybody know, fellas, y'all can't be stopped. We gonna play bully ball football, and we're going to show we can do it against anybody. The youngest team in the NFL is able to do this. They are still in the developmental stage. Last year, Brad, you talked about these kids, the players being kindergartners and first graders and all. They are still high schoolers, right? They are still 9th and 10th grade. These guys aren't professionals quite yet. I mean, they're in the NFL, but they're not quite there yet. There's still so much growth that they have to make. So we need to understand what Matt LaFleur is doing. He's preparing this team to be a great franchise for the next 4 or 5 years that we have Jordan Love for sure, versus just trying to think about, we got the Saints next week. No, we got to take care of business next week.
Well, I want to give some cheers to and pour one out to what we saw on the other side. But with that, Kyle, are you giving some cheers to anything you've done in terms of giving picks out? Or, are you able to cheers to anything like that yet? Or?
Yes, I can give some cheers. And cheers to the Milwaukee Bucks for making the NBA Cup. And cheers to the Milwaukee Bucks on winning me some money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And they can win you money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Yes, up to 1,000 times your money. So this is what I need y'all to do, KBN Nation. I want y'all to download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in the Apple Store or the Android Store. And when you do that, I want you to select to play their Pick'em game. Yes, their Pick'em game. I'll tell you why. Because when you play their Pick'em game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, by simply choosing higher or lower on player stats. So whether or not it's higher than Damian Lillard scoring 23.5 points, or whether it's higher than Chris Middleton having 8 assists, or whether it's lower than Giannis Antetokounmpo having lower than 32 points. You select the stats, and if your picks hit in the upcoming games, you can win big. Yes, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So if you think you know sports, if you think you know players, put the power of cash in their hands for you to win big-time money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And always remember, when you sign up using promo code KBN. Yes, promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's when you sign up using promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Thank me now or thank me later, but I guarantee you'll be thanking me when you win big money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Must be 18 plus in present state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Brad Nortman thinks this team is playoff ready. Do you agree? Also, is Jordan Love back? 800-990-3776. With you till 5 o'clock. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait,
what?
Wait, my mind is
unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
unacceptable.
Are like not
unacceptable.
Right,
what did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. I know that a guy's confidence comes from many sources. For our clients, the way they look is a big driver. When you have the muscle mass and the muscle tone, it changes the way you carry yourself. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients have increased muscle mass and muscle tone through testosterone and peptide therapy? Their confidence is back and everyone can see it. If you want to recapture the way you look and felt years ago, join the over 25,000 clients and start today. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day 1. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. 37 points combined for Cam Jones and Chase Ross on Saturday in Dayton.
Chase Ross on a drive all the way to the basket. He banks it up and in.
Get your left hand,
He
just
took
go.
on all 5 players, and Chase Ross talking to the fans.
Unfortunately, though, it comes in a 71-63 loss at the hands of the Flyers. Marquette drops to 9-2 on the season, and their second loss in the last 3 games. Big East play picks up on Wednesday night as they take on Butler at home. It's an 8 o'clock tip-off from Fiserv Forum.
Help protect your team with slam dunk coverage. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to save money on medical and specialty plans through United Healthcare, one of the largest provider networks in Wisconsin. Call John Saganiac Jr., 262-783-6161, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or its affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Wisconsin, Inc.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
Year-end savings are here at Land Rover Waukesha. Unwrap a truly unique luxury SUV this holiday season. The new Range Rover Velar provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 72 months only on a new 2025 Range Rover Velar at Land Rover Waukesha. 3.9% APR for 72 months. A deal so nice, even Santa will want in. Get your mittens on the most luxurious ride this holiday season. LandRoverWaukesha.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath.
Well, some people think Jay Love never left, but I think he left for a little, but he is back. Hill slings all around the field from Jordan Love last night as the Packers win 30-13. And now have a 99.99999% chance of making the playoffs.
Do you need to apologize to Packer Nation for picking against them?
No, I said it's a good thing.
No, I mean, do you need to apologize?
No.
Sounds like a hedge.
I don't need to, Kyle. When we ended the show yesterday, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. They're either going to lose, like I said. I think I might have said verbatim 30-13.
Now you over here lying. Now you lying.
But we do at 800-990-3776. Want to hear from you, your cheers twos and your pour one outs, as we do right now.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Bradley?
All right, well, this one's a layup. This one's obvious. Anyone with eyeballs saw this gentleman on the field.
Oh, gosh.
Edgerrin Cooper, baby. Let's give him his flowers. When he was drafted, I said, that's my guy of the draft class. So when I see him perform out there, oh, buddy, does it get me excited. I mean, he was all over the field. 2 tackles for losses, an interception, some sacks, some pass deflections. I mean, he did everything last night. He has elite speed, but not just speed. He's instinctive. Like he sees the play unfold and he gets there quickly. That combination of instinct and speed, it makes for a unique player. So I'm excited to see him continue to be a unique player. You can't take him off the field. Keep him on the field. He's a game changer for this defense. Cheers to you, Edgerrin Cooper.
That was going to be mine.
I thought so.
I was going to start this segment and say, all right, we all want to do Edgerrin Cooper, but let's be more creative than Edgerrin Cooper.
I mean, it was just so impressive of whether he's getting pressure and getting a sack, or whether or not he's freeing somebody else up for a sack, whether or not he's deflecting a pass, whether or not he's getting an interception.
All right, it's Edgerrin Cooper Appreciation Hour.
Okay, but I'll do this. Shout out to the guy who came back from a concussion, Romeo Doubs. 3 catches, 40 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to say cheers to Romeo Doubs coming back and making an instant impact. Just last week, Brad asked us who was the best passing duo for the Green Bay Packers. Is it Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs? Was it Jordan Love to Christian Watson?
I had said Romeo.
Jaden Reed. You had predicted it was going to be Romeo.
No.
You believed in Romeo? Overall, I mean,
I've always felt like that connection always is there no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the Watsons and Reeds can come and go, but there's always one or two throws a game when Dobbs is in the lineup where like you can tell like that's where he's going to go.
Well, I mean,
and he made obviously not just like possession receptions in the middle of the field. Those were some big-time plays by Romeo yesterday.
His 2 touchdowns were incredible. The touchdown, the fact that he caught the ball and he acted like he was just a muscle man and carried guys 4 yards into the end zone, and then that incredible catch. So I want to say cheers to you, Mr. Romeo Dobbs. Welcome back with 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to cheers to something really boring, but I don't want it to get lost because the amount of stress that this position put on us for so long last year and even this year.
Are you cheersing to the Packers because you think they're boring?
Brandon McManus. From Anders Carlson to Narveson. I know his long was 39 yesterday from a field goal standpoint, but we had extra point problems with Anders as well and Narveson as well. I don't feel any worry when Brandon McManus goes out there. And I think to think back and reflect on how horrible it was when you're like, oh, is Narveson going to push another one right? Is Carlson just going to miss? You don't have to think that anymore. Everything's, as Brad would say, middle third of the uprights.
Middle third, please.
And the thing is, yesterday when he kicked one of the field goals, I said to myself, can we just sign him longer? Like, it's no nerve-wracking. And when he steps back, there's so much confidence. Boop, boop, everything's with confidence. I'm like, this is what field goal kickers look like. It's been a while.
Yeah, you were a disaster earlier about the kicker position.
I don't have to talk about it, but I literally said yesterday,
I wanted that reminder to remember how bad it was and to appreciate what you have.
Oh, I'm so happy to have McManus on my team.
All right, well, let's pour one out.
Well, there's so much to cheers to this guy, but it's a pour one out to a streak that has come now broken. Josh Jacobs had an 11-game streak of no fumbles. And that's hard for a guy that is carrying the ball that many times. So Josh Jacobs, pour one out to your no fumble streak of 11 games. Basically the opposite of what Jordan Love had. I don't believe that Josh Jacobs fumble, which kind of altered the game momentarily. I don't think it's going to continue to be a trend. I think it was a one-off. It's one of those things in a playoff game, though, when you're rolling, you're in control, and then you lose the ball, it can change just that quickly. So pour one out to Josh Jacobs' fumble streak, ending at 11. No fumble streak.
Tim on YouTube wants to cheers to the D front, and I think they deserve some flowers. The defensive front did rotate cast of characters, and a lot of different guys got in the action for sacks. Montana Mo, cheers to that bully offensive line. Jordan didn't get touched, and Josh Jacobs had plenty of room to run. I know we're on pour one out, but I did want to give a little props to those cheers too because I thought they were worth the ad. Kyle, your pour one out.
I'm going to pour one out to the Green Bay Packers having Seattle as a house of horrors for us. I think like yesterday was the opportunity for us to move past it. The best thing about yesterday that I love, y'all remember listening in the first quarter and you heard some chants? Go back, go.
It sounded a little louder than that.
It sounded
that's
loud.
a whisper.
It was the 12th man got overran by Green Bay Packers fans. So, pour one out to them losing their home field advantage, and cheers to the Green Bay Packers fans for being everywhere across this land and going in there and making it a little bit more comfortable, and the Packers finally winning in Seattle after a while.
Yeah, I'm still frustrated with this one at the end of the first half. I'm fine with the decision to make it a 17-point game, 3 scores. People were mad that LaFleur kicked the field goal. But the end of the first half and the time management and his timeouts, it's still kind of a weird thing for me with LaFleur, thinking about how it was 1st and 10 at Seattle's 45. Then they run it, and they don't call timeout until there's 10 seconds left, and then they obviously have the pass interference that leads to a field goal. But if you use that third timeout, you still have time to use the middle of the field, spike it. Like there was 54 seconons before it got to 16 seconds. They didn't use a timeout.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And it's not like they were on their own 30. They were basically near midfield.
Yeah, Jordan Love took it. Took his time. I'm not sure exactly what the game plan was. It worked out for the Green Bay Packers. Not with a touchdown. They got points, which is the most important thing. Is to come away with points, which the Packers.
But it's the little things that I'm going to be hypercritical of if we're going to be talking about this team making a run deep.
Felt like they were only just trying to get a field goal. Because at that point, they were kind of in field goal range. We're like, we don't really want a touchdown. Let's just get a field goal. Not the killer instinct that you see this team have oftentimes.
After playing the Lions, you kind of look at certain things and you think about, I know the Packers had a couple 4th downs where they were, trying to draw them offside. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, the Lions would have went for it.
They love to do that.
The Lions would have went for it.
That's actually so true. I thought they were going to go for it a couple times. I was like, wow.
Oh, you fell for it?
Yeah. We're fresh off last week.
So Brad is maybe a reason why I continue to think I'm okay with it. Is not going for it, but at least lining up. Because if Brad thought they were going to go for it, who's to say some rookie that subbed in on, second down and they're running quick to the line, he jumps, You never know.
You never know.
You never know. And to be honest, you see it 1 out of 100, but you can't be 1 out of 100 if you don't go line up and act like you're going to go do it.
Yeah,
that's true. Got to stick to your gut. Stick to yourself.
That's Cheers 2 and Pour One Out. Here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on a Victory Monday, brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. I had three different Screamin' Sicilians. I had a tavern style, a 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, and an OG Boss Hog Screamin' at my house for Frozen Pizza Friday as we had people over. Saturday, there was another thin and crispy in there, and I said, you know what? Saturday, I'm going to have another pizza. I went to the grocery store on Sunday because my fiance is out of town for a couple days. I was like, I need another Palermo's pizza. So find it in your local grocer's freezer because Palermo's is amazing.
Quick and delicious.
I had a thin and crispy pepperoni and sausage on Saturday night. Lexi was in the basement wrapping gifts. She's like, hey, what are you making up there? I was like, that's Palermo's, baby.
Yeah.
So good.
I made the second one I made on Saturday, it was like a little bit later night. And I thought my fiance was asleep and I housed the whole thing. And she's like, I thought you were going to save me a slice.
Oh, no.
My bad. More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire? It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. How you try and say
Why
it?
would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You're trying to say it. It's WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, no.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Bring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Discount Liquor.
Did you know that George Washington served his own homemade version of eggnog made with rum, rye whiskey, and sherry? Well, a lot's changed since the days of our first president. But one constant has been celebrating the holiday season and upcoming new year with family, friends, and loved ones. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
The clock's ticking, but there's still plenty of time to save on great Christmas gifts at Fleet Farm. 'Tis the season for ice fishing, and we're knocking 10% off select rods, reels, tip-ups, lures, huts, you name it. Visit Toyland and save up to 40% on a bunch of toys for the kids. So come on in and wrap up your shopping today at Fleet Farm, home of the best gift prices guaranteed.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
A big first half from Marquette over the weekend in Dayton.
Chase Ross bumped. Chase Ross on a drive all the way to the basket. He banks it up and in.
Get your left hand.
He
Just
took
go.
on all 5 players, and Chase Ross talking to the fans.
Unfortunately, though, the Flyers rallied from down 13 to the number 6 Golden Eagles to beat Marquette 71-63, dropping them to 9-2. Here's head coach Shaka Smart.
We weren't ourselves. I thought we allowed the franticness of the game and some plays that didn't go our way early in the second half to affect the way that we defended.
Next up, the Big East schedule gets underway. Marquette hosting Butler. That one tips off at 8 o'clock Wednesday night right here on 94.5 ESPN.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. It is the holiday season, which is a time for family, friends, and staying cozy inside. But if your home is drafty, it's hard to stay comfortable. And with all the gift giving happening this time of year, why don't you give yourself the gift of lower energy bills with new windows from Universal Windows Direct? For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. Go to uwd.com and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Taking all your feedback, as always, after any game day. You can find us on Twitter at KBN ESPN, where we asked, is Jordan Love back? Some say he never left, but some are really liking what they're seeing post-bye from Jordan Love.
Only haters would say he was gone. Only those who are non-believers would say he was gone. That's not only haters.
Be
only
objective, Kyle.
Monday morning Kyle.
No, it's not Monday morning Kyle. I've sat here the whole year, and the only time that y'all came down me and came at me is when I talked about Jordan Love holding out, because I was holding him accountable. Since then, I have stood behind Jordan Love.
And then you lose all credibility.
No, I
called him selfish.
So you're telling me that when Jordan Love played the Minnesota Vikings end of September and threw 3 picks, had a 59% completion percentage, you said, oh, he's still here, baby.
It was his first game back. The fact that he had a poor first half in that football game, coming off an injury, you can tell in the first half that he was not comfortable with his knee. And then in the second half, where he had no choice but to trust his body to bring this team back, what did he do? He balled the heck out in the second half. And that right there showed me that boy can play. So he can slang that thing.
About the Rams when it was that pick 6, and he just threw it right to that guy. And
that was a bad decision, but we still won the football game. He played well.
You're not going to win this argument,
no,
Brad.
Keep going. What's the next game?
Well, actually, I like this energy that he's got right now.
I mean, I love it.
Because it reminds me of when, yesterday I got matched up in a big money league.
What's next?
Yeah, big money league. Now, nobody cares about fantasy football unless it's Kyle imploding. And I almost, part of me didn't want to do this because I haven't won yet. Because you still have a player left.
No, dog, this is terrible.
But this is the craziest thing. I had Cooper Kupp, who put up a 0 spot on Thursday. Jalen Waddle, who got hurt. So I have 2 blank spots. And I'm projected 104. Kyle's got 130, projected, 150. Somehow, Josh Allen and kicking onside kicks and Mike Evans. You're watching the TV, and I'm enjoying. I'm thinking, I wonder what Kyle's like.
This man had 7 players actually play and has 164 points.
Oh wow!
So I'm sitting here watching the Detroit Lions game versus the Bills, and I'm like, stop! Everybody stop trying to score. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown. That's points for him. Josh Allen gets the ball. Oh, another touchdown. 2 rushing touchdowns in the game. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not possible. This is not possible. I literally had to turn the TV off because I said I can't do this, because every time I look at the game, there goes Laporta.
They just kept scoring and scoring, and it kept being to all of our guys.
And Amon-Ra St. Brown gets stopped at the 1. Guess who gets the ball after that?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Another touchdown. I'm like, bro, David Montgomery's out, and I'm just thinking to myself, please stop the bleeding. quitting. I'm like, Dan Campbell, just call him off. Call him off. It's over. Y'all not going to win this game. Even at the end, he kept going until the end.
He kept going.
There was no quitting this team. And Josh Allen, he kept scoring too. It was miserable. Miserable.
If you lose this game, you're going to have to pay out, and you're going to be your baby girl's not going to get Christmas.
I'm going to be broke. That's what I'm going to be, is broke. I have to read some,
How much we
figure some
talking?
things. Too much. I don't even want to say it on
How
air.
much we talking?
Oh, wow.
Put it this way. There is no reason why Kyle Wallace should be in this.
Higher or lower than
I
$250?
Oh,
I
higher.
wish.
Higher or lower than $500?
No,
Higher.
I don't want to
Higher
even.
than lower than $1,000?
A little lower.
$750.
Can I tell you how?
I split it with Scals. So Greg Scalzo, Ben Brust, Scalzo and Brust still have a team together. Kyle, I don't know why you haven't gotten a co-manager. You should go to his, everyone look at his face on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee.
So much.
Do y'all understand?
He tied with a millionaire.
I tied with a millionaire. And no, I didn't even tie with a millionaire. I beat a millionaire.
Oh, Damar Hamlin cost Kyle a lot of money.
I had to share money with a millionaire. And so
they tied for first when he was clearly going to win.
Yeah, man. I'm like, this is bogus. And the kicker is this. I told Craig, when Craig asked me to be in this league years ago, I said, how much? I laughed. I said, LOL. I ain't doing that. I can't do that. And so then the day of the draft, he texted me and said, hey, man, you going to do it? I said, no. He said, don't worry. I got you. Whatever. And so he covered me the first year. But guess what? I won the second year. I should have won all the money. And me being me.
Oh, so you got money to.
Yeah, this is like a subscription service. The first year free. And
year one.
You're not dead yet. He needs Jordan Addison to have 26.3 points. So everybody.
You're very alive.
So he's done it. He's done it 2 of the last 3 weeks. So yeah, that brings me to the point. I heard Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning on 94.5 ESPN say, are you rooting for the Bears? Kyle's not rooting for the Bears for the betterment of the Packers.
I'm rooting for Jordan Addison.
Which means you're rooting for the Vikings.
I'm rooting for my
You're
money.
not a true Packer backer.
Hold on. Can I be honest with you? I think I'm rooting for the Vikings.
Why?
I
hate the Bears.
My perfect scenario, number one, yes, I hate the Bears. My perfect scenario in the NFC playoffs is the Vikings become the NFC North champion. I want Detroit to go on the road in the playoffs.
I'm not worried about Detroit anymore. They're decimated.
It's a bad take.
No, they're decimated.
They're pretty decimated.
They beat us last week.
They
and then they just lost their rock and another start. One of their best defensive tackles that they signed to a 4-year deal.
The Lions still put up 42 points
They put
yesterday.
42 points.
Because they didn't quit, and it helped my fantasy team make Kyle get all nervous.
I think they lost three more defensive starters and their top running back.
And David Montgomery, and obviously one of the best things they do offensively is pound the rock, right, with that 1-2 punch. But I still have a hard time believing they're not the best team in the NFC. So anyway, I think I'm rooting for the Vikings because I want that Week 18 game to be meaningful, and I want the Vikings to win because I would rather go to Minnesota than Detroit in the divisional round.
Disagree.
I'm rooting for Jordan Addison because, like I said, I paid Craig back that money the first year after I won. And here's the kicker. I ain't in Craig's pockets, but I seen the movie about his father. And let me tell you,
Craig Carmson, CEO of our company.
After I won, I Venmoed him the money. What'd he do? He hearted it. I said, ain't this about it?
What do you think? He's just going to send it back?
Hey, you good for it? Oh, don't do it. You all right? No, he said, heart. Bro, heart. I got to figure out how I'm going to pay bills, and he hearting this.
Oh, man.
No business in this league.
Jordan Addison over 26.3 points, and you get it done. You're on the semis.
Why do you keep playing in it? Just leave.
Because I'm good at it. I mean, I'm not bad. Ben can tell you I'm pretty.
He's pretty good at it.
I'm not bad at it. It's
He's pretty good at it.
It's just I've been in. I mean, it's our 4th year, and I've been in the Final Four 2 of the 4 years.
Wait a minute. This is your 4th year. First year was free.
Now, what's not free? I paid them back.
Oh. Well, another year you won, so that covers at least several years.
Yeah.
Well, see,
so you're
fine.
You're plus money.
It would have covered had I didn't have to share with a millionaire.
Yeah. He has Josh Jacobs on his team too.
Oh, that's -2 for fumble.
Yep, and I'm going to lose by 2 tonight. Watch. It's going to happen.
We'll see what happens. But also, it's time for Brad to apologize. In 2 minutes, Brad Nortman needs to apologize to all of you for his piss-poor take.
Oh, wow.
For his bad take on the Green Bay Packers defense. Next.
Aggressive.
In 2 minutes.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th. The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game. Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day two. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
This season has been so blah.
How can that blah, blah, blah.
Green Bay Packers. Points out of the drive. Third goal. Jacobs inside into the end zone.
Romeo Dobbs
is he
looking
back?
like he's going to play.
That's good.
Well, looking inside. It is caught by Dobbs. Romeo
It is good.
to the end zone. Packers back in the end zone. From the 36, Smith pressure brought down. Devontae Wyatt came soaring in there.
Ezra Cooper going to play.
That's good.
That's good too.
Throws in the middle, it's intercepted. That time it's caught by Cooper. Ezra Cooper inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
This season has been so blah. It's
Green Bay
been
Packers.
boring.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
How can that blah?
30-13, I was entertained. I'm known to be wrong. My name is Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman. Strophy running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776 and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. But Brad, before you left on Friday, you had said this defense doesn't feel that much different than the defense of a year ago.
Well, and you know me, I'm a numbers guy, right?
Brad
Statistics,
Nerdman.
They're reflective of a greater truth oftentimes. And I looked at the statistics of 2023 and 2024 when it came to the defense, and I said, shoot, in all the important categories, they're basically the same team. Now, turnovers 2024 is significantly more. That came like in clumps earlier in the season. But I'm self-reflective, right? I try to
Well, Josh DiMaggio got his chance to host with Alex Strofe on Dude Friday on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yeah. And
you're behind.
And he
came after you.
He did. And
he came a little too nerdy, in my opinion.
He cited these advanced stats and all that. That's great, Josh. I'm sure you're listening. You stick to your advanced stats. I do love me some advanced stats. But the big thing was, okay, points per game. That is what it all comes down to, right? Is how many points are you allowing the other team to score? Because that's how you win the game, after all, is scoring more than the other opponent. And actually, 2024 was worse than 2023. However.
Well, before you get to wherever you're going to go,
okay,
let's just say 13 points helps that.
Yes.
And Kay Adams on the Up and Adams show talked about the Green Bay defense, and, she didn't even go very advanced like Josh DiMaggio. She kept it Brad Nerdman language, and I thought it was very insightful from Kay.
Shut down every phase of the Seahawks offense. They weren't doing this at any point last year. This makes them scarier. Makes them scarier in the NFC North because you're looking at what the Lions don't have on defense. We're looking like a complete team. We're looking at a team that's going on a little run. They rank in the top 10 in every major defensive category right now. In the bottom half of the league in all of these categories except for scoring defense a year ago. This is a big change. Something to really pay attention to.
Scoring defense.
Pretty important stat, though, Kay.
Yeah, and they're top 10 now.
Yeah, they are top 10. They were 10th last year, actually, might I add. One of the reasons, actually, Homer came on and said, wait a minute, Joe Barry got fired. They're 10th in total defense. Scoring defense, excuse me. Either way, statistically speaking, before this game, now this game certainly helped because they bottled up the Seahawks. Low scoring points, low yards, turnovers, the whole thing. That helped their stats, certainly. However, there is one thing that stats can't tell you. And I was watching the game on last night, on Sunday night, and you said,
test.
Kyle, do you remember what you told me after this?
Test, baby.
You said, use your eyes, Brad.
I got 20/20 vision with these glasses.
So I tried to put on my Kyle Wallace glasses and say, is Kyle onto something? Am I not using my eyes? Am I slave to the statistics of the world out there? And I think Kyle is onto something.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
When the NFL player says that means something. Go ahead, keep preaching, Brad.
Because this is a game of like passion and intensity and grit, right? This isn't just
This isn't a formula, Brad.
Yeah, this isn't like darts. This isn't like necessarily golf. This is something that has things that can pop off the screen to you. And I saw something on Sunday night that I've actually been seeing all year, that albeit statistically not that different from last year, there is some things that pop off the screen to me. Speed, intensity, heart, aggressiveness, right? Like a passion for the game. Desire. I know I'm talking like a coach right now, but literally these are the things that I see this defense embody that you just saw in a blasé fashion last year. Seems like nobody was engaged. Nobody was bought in last year.
A lot of finger pointing last year.
And this year it's totally different on the telecast, right? This is such a coach thing to do. It's very often coached, but very rarely is it actually done. I think it was Tirico or was it Collins were saying that when Coach Hafley likes to watch film, he likes to freeze it right when the play is over.
Ooh, yeah, I did like this.
Count how many defenders are in the screen, right? This is a real thing. I've seen coaches do this. Now, they will preach it, but the buy-in factor, are guys actually doing that? I'm seeing that, guys. I am seeing a lot of green and gold to the ball, no matter what the play is and no matter how it unfolds. That is a desire and a will that you can't teach. So I am seeing grit, I'm seeing speed, intensity, and heart. Those are the kind of things that they don't show up statistically. So I got to put my hand in the air, guys. I was wrong. This defense is different than last year.
Takes a real man to do that.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 you all have been wrong. Only one of us has been right. I tell you, boy, you both are blessed to be able to work with me each and every week. Because I keep it real for you all.
Can I take back?
You could have said all that and not had mentioned I should have listened to Kyle. You should have said, I went back to the drawing board and I was missing a piece and it had nothing to do with Kyle said last week.
No. But I think, Brad, you make a great point because you talk about overall the mentality that this defense has. They have a mindset. They're playing with a little bit of a swagger, right? The swagger we saw Carrington Valentine actually got that interception, try to run out the end zone.
Too much swagger.
No swagger. But see, that's the whole thing. They're taking accountability and building a culture. It takes time to do that. And the fact that they're talking about 11 hats in the frame and he's freezing it, that's letting everybody know you need to eat. We need to get there because we're trying to change what we were before. Before, we didn't have this. Now, this is what we need to be successful. And when you see the results on the field where a team has less than 215 total yards of offense, right? You're forcing turnovers consistently where you are top 5 in forced turnovers this year in the NFL, right? You're having games where you have sacks and bunches. This is when guys start believing. So overall, when I look at yesterday's performance with this defense, I do think they are turning a little bit of a corner, and that's because of Edgerrin Cooper. He can help this team be different.
Let's go to Steph in Ottawa, 800-990-3776. Steph, you are up from Canadians' nation's capital.
Hey.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Great win last night despite that stagnant offense in the second half. Stay aggressive. I'm glad that Cooper played 50% of the snaps, especially when Quay went out. But we need to get that closer to 80% by the time playoffs come around. His speed and instincts are just sick. Valentine played basically every snap, which is great. But how on earth can Hafley and LaFleur justify Eric Stokes playing every single snap. I can't stand watching him give up easy completions and just basically never play the ball. So that's all I've got. Have a great Victory Monday. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Steph in Ottawa, 800-990-3776. I almost wanted him to just keep going because I could listen to him say Valentine and other words.
Accent. Great accent, yeah.
Yes, very strong accent. We should have an accent off between Steph and Ricardo in Canada.
We should. When they call in, is that extra money on our phone bill?
I'm not worried about it, to be completely honest.
Well, they called us, so I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe on theirs. Maybe on their end.
And that's where Jair Alexander being out is it's so harmful.
What do you guys make of the Jair situation? So he was ruled out last week, and Brad, we talked a lot about it on Green Bay Game Day yesterday, but we've never really seen a coach rule out a player like he did, right? Saying, yeah, he didn't reach the speeds that I'd like him to, so he's not going to play.
I don't want to play him. I said it, and I'll say it again. Don't play until... If he's 100% against Minnesota, if you need it for anything seeding-wise,
bring him back, right?
If not, you just
you don't want
playoffs.
But even right, so I get your point there, Benny. But I don't think I want her. I don't want him knocking off the Rust in the wild card round.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys where he's so used to being out that when he's out there, he's a guy. He's just a dude.
It's
not just a dude. He's an actual dude.
He's a dude ready to play.
He's a DOOD.
It's hard to explain how embarrassing that Bears game was, where he
10
was
snaps.
injured, snapped, took himself out. That's something that Matt LaFleur will remember. And with only having the limited amount of guys that you can dress, you're already, with 45 guys dressing, you're already feeling like you're just holding on. You have such little depth. And so when you got a healthy guy, you're relying on him. I just think Matt LaFleur is thinking to himself, I can't possibly put our team in that situation. I'd rather go in without him than thinking I have him to have him take it.
The way I look at the Quay Walker thing, and knowing that I don't know the timetable of his injury and whatnot, but I think this is a good opportunity because I think we've all talked about Edgerrin Cooper, and this was his first game back after being injured for a little bit. But what did we talk about? And I don't know if the depth is quite there from a holistic linebacker standpoint, but when Christian Watson was hurt last year, there was an emergence of Dontavian Wicks and Jaden Reed, right? Guys stepped up. I'm not saying they're better with them or better without them. I just think it's a great opportunity to get snaps to a guy that everyone wants to see more and see what he looks like when he's handling 80% of snaps. Because the biggest thing, and I want to ask Jason Wilde this, because we talked to Jason on, I want to say 2 months ago when Edgerrin was popping before he got hurt, it was all right, well, how do you get him in there? A little bit more. And he had talked about how he's still making mistakes. It's not that he's not going to get out there, but you can't have some of those rookie mistakes. Are those gone and done with? Does the good outweigh the bad? So maybe I just wrote my first question for Jason Wilde as he joins us next. But first, Brad, you're going to tell us how you watched the game last night and what was in your hand.
Oh, I did. It wasn't just last night. I'm watching the green and gold. It was Saturday night too. Friday night, whenever I'm sitting back and I say, you know what? I need to relax a little bit. I need to ready to drink cocktail in my hand. That's a carbless. A carbless is always joining me. I had the lineup of Paloma into the mojito, finished with a cranberry. It was so good. I hit every single thing I like. I had a classic cocktail, a couple of those, and with a fruit flavor. It was absolutely outstanding. So whether I'm at home at the Nortman estate watching football, hanging out with my beautiful bride Lexi, or I'm out celebrating Stroph's birthday like we did last week when I saw at the bar, I said, ooh, there's a carbless right there. There's a strawberry margarita. Life's all about decision points, right? And when I'm at the bar, I'm choosing the carbless. Whether I'm at home, I'm choosing carbless. There's an occasion for everything when it comes to being able to relax and enjoy carbless. It's a guilt-free experience. Gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free, only 100 calories per can. I even grabbed the can out of the fridge. Less carbonation, you can almost push it in a little bit. That's how you know it's perfect. It's going to taste so good, just the right amount of crisp. And not only that, like I said, classic cocktails, fruit flavors. There is something for everybody. If you haven't discovered why less is more, now is the time. Your local grocery store, when you're out on the town, carbless is everywhere. Enjoy the carbless revolution alongside me and discover why less is more with carbless.
Jason Wilde, host of Wilde and Tausch, joins us next here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that. And I was like, well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. When you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, it looks like we've got a crash on southbound 43 at westbound 94. Right in the Marquette, the right lane is blocked, so watch out for the delays to start to grow right now. They're stretching back to Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've also got some brake lights on southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com and check in the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
What happens when you mix a three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put tunes
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. Guys, I know you hate to feel weak. That means something different for every guy, but for most guys, it means the way they look and move through their day. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients see an increase in their muscle mass, their muscle tone, and the way they look? This means our clients got their confidence back. If you're looking to look and feel the way you did years ago, join the over 25,000 guys at Mentality and get your confidence back. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
The time has come.
Yes, the time has come to do what you need to do.
You've put it off as long as you can, but the time has come to choose a Christmas gift for the woman you love.
It needs to be something that will fit perfectly.
Something she will wear constantly.
Something she will love.
Something you can buy today, take home today.
Because you ran out of time. Christmas is upon us.
It's time for you to buy a fabulous pair of diamond stud earrings.
A fabulous pair.
Kessler's has natural diamonds created in the heart of the earth.
And newborn diamonds created in the heart of a star.
And when you buy from Kessler's, you can always trade your Kessler's natural diamond studs in for a larger pair.
We have diamond studs for a few $100s.
And diamond studs for several $1,000s.
2-carat total weight natural diamond studs are just $5,998.
She's going to be extremely happy when she sees what you bought for her.
And that's a good thing.
A very, very good thing.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Ben Brust, Kyle Walls, Brad Nortman, Trophy running the show. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. And joining us now is Jason Wilde. He co-hosts Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. Jason, good day.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing well, happy to have you. And, I just want to start with Edgerrin Cooper because I feel like it was maybe a month or so ago. I remember talking with you about the good and the bad of what he brings from a good perspective and the bad of just making mistakes that a rookie would make. With Quay uncertain on his timeline of when he'll be out, do you believe he can handle a higher role than 58% of the snaps?
Yeah, I would assume he'll have to. Now, I don't think that look, you have to understand where guys are at in their progression, right? So I doubt that they will put him at the Mike linebacker spot and have him running the defense, relaying the calls from Jeff Hafley in the headset. But, yeah, he'll have to play more. There's no doubt about that if Quay Walker's not available. So I would think that they would move Eric Wilson probably to that spot, or they would move Isaiah McDuffie to that spot. I think Wilson took over last night. And then, they would play McDuffie at one linebacker spot and Edgerrin Cooper at the other. And then when they go to the nickel and bring in an extra defensive back, I would think it would probably be McDuffie who comes off the field then. So that's what I would think that they would do. But again, we'll see. I don't know what, they do have an extra day for Quay Walker to try and recover. But the fact that they ruled him out at halftime is probably not a great sign for his availability, considering a couple weeks ago, Isaiah McDuffie had an ankle injury. He missed the first snap of the second half, getting retaped, and then finished the game and then played again on a short week. So, if Quay Walker has an extra day, maybe that gives him a shot, but we'll see what Matt LaFleur says tomorrow during Wilde and Tausch, since instead of speaking today after getting back from the West Coast, he's talking tomorrow at 11.
Jason, when I watched this game last night, my takeaway just on a broad
You nailed it. Nailed it, Brad.
What'd I nail, Jason?
You nailed it about all the things on the checklist, and they did them all. You were right on the money with how you were viewing this game going in and how they came out of it. I thought they answered a lot of the questions that you were saying they needed to answer.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, when it comes to... I
am exactly right that you were right. Yes.
You were saying what I said. That you're exactly right.
Golly.
To me, Matt LaFleur was like a straight-up customer service rep, right? I mean, he's like, I'm hearing all of your complaints and concerns. Let me go back to the drawing board, fix the product, and present it to you new. And that's what we saw. So, Jason, was this then that elusive signature win that this team is looking for? I know it's not like a top seed, but they were winning their division. They were a good team in a hostile environment, and they won by double digits. So was this that signature win this team has been looking to get all season in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, look, if this isn't good enough for you, and I'm looking at you, Gabe Neitzel, then you're just, you're holding them to a standard that I don't think they're capable of. And look, Gabe and I actually, I got after him a little bit on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning because I was filling in for Domofsky. But what I thought was essentially what he thought, which is, look, they're good. They're not Super Bowl championship good. I agree, right? I mean, we've talked about this, that from the very beginning of training camp, I thought they were still a year away, but that they would, and I thought that they could potentially be a better team and not advance as far in the postseason as they did last year. They're going to have to go on the road. They're not going to win the division, even though Detroit is losing more and more players by the day, it seems. But they're not going to be, I don't think they're going to win the division. And as a result, they're going to have to play road games. And we'll see how they manage to fare in that first one, if it's against, the NFC West champ or the NFC South champ. I don't love the challenge of, say, going to L.A. to beat the Rams, because I think the Rams are a completely different team than the one they faced. I don't love the idea of trying to beat Tampa Bay, because they seem to be kind of hitting a stride right now. I mean, what they did to the Chargers yesterday, I don't know about you guys, I didn't see that coming. So, look, they are a good football team. They're also a flawed football team. But if you wanted them to be dominant and do it from start to finish, then you're probably disappointed today. But if you saw the domination early on in the game offensively, at various times defensively, then you feel pretty good about them. Even if you want to, downgrade them for, Geno Smith, who wasn't playing great to begin with, leaving the game, and Thurston Howell not being very good at all as their backup, go ahead, right? I mean, he stinks. The pass rush got home a ton, but that's one of the worst offensive lines, and they lost their center in like the first quarter. So you put that all together, and it's a good Rorschach test of how you are as a fan. And if you're brimming with hope and confidence and you think this is a Super Bowl team, then you see it as a really good signature win. And if you're a doubter, then you see it as, it's nice that they won and they did some good things, but you focus in more on the flaws than on the successes.
And I want to focus on the successes really quickly because the defense you just mentioned.
You're a positive guy.
No, I like to be positive. 7 sacks for this defense, 2 interceptions, 12 QB hits, 10 tackles for a loss, and less than 210 yards total offense from the Seattle Seahawks. How can the Green Bay Packers sustain this level of success moving forward?
Well, play the Seahawks some more. That would help.
I mean, that's maybe a potential.
Spencer Rattler
could,
and maybe no Kamara.
Right, exactly. They'll be able to do it again on Monday.
So
night.
no faith in this actual team. So no faith in the defense.
No,
he hasn't answered the question. Jeez.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying no faith. I'm saying, let's see what they do against Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson and that crew on the 29th of December. In Minnesota. Like if they're able to, I think that's a 3:25, or maybe it's still a noon start as of right now. But if they're able to win that, and if their defense is able to handle those 2 wide receivers, that tight end, and let's be honest, a quarterback that if his name was Sam Jones and you didn't know that he was a disappointment, flame out with the Jets, you'd be like, God, this guy's playing great. But because he's Sam Darnold, people poo-poo what he's done. If they're able to replicate what they did last night in that game, then even I might have to change my tune and start talking about them as maybe they're going to get there a year earlier than I was expecting in terms of being a Super Bowl contender. So again, we'll see. That's another kind of red letter date on the calendar. But what they did last night, I think, is a really good quality win for a team that I don't think is going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm not ruling out the possibility of it. They would have to go on a whale of a run, and this defense would have to keep playing like it did last night.
A lot of love for Jason Wilde on the Thurston Howell drop here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Who is that?
Joins. I don't know. I'm just saying there's lots of love.
He is the rich guy on Gilligan's Island. Lovey. Yeah.
Only island I know is Gullah Gullah.
Thurston sounds like a rich guy name, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Sure does. Yeah. Speaking of a guy with a lot of money, I wasn't talking about Brad.
Maybe you and Lexi should consider that.
Yes, it's a very distinguished name.
Thurston Nortman.
I like it.
I'll get beat up in school. Thurston, come over here. Swirly.
Jason, so you've been on this since the bye and talking about Jordan Love's play and how he's been pretty good. I would say that yesterday there was some passes that reminded me of the second half of last year of like those wow passes. Like in putting them in only places the receivers can make plays and the players made those catches. Is it just health, you think? Or is it Matt LaFleur pairing him up with the right game plan? What do you attribute the success to overall from Jordan Love since the bye?
I think it's practice. I really do. Like I don't want to sound like Bo Ryan, but like if you were Ben, let's use your playing career. Let's say you were dealing with an injury and you were barely practicing, and when you were certainly limited in what you were capable of doing. I'm guessing then once you got to Wednesday or Saturday on game days, you probably weren't at your best. It's one thing to be healthy. That obviously is really important. But to be healthy and to get the week's worth of work to then be dialed in by game day, I just think that's as important, if not more so. I mean, that's the most important thing about being healthy is not just being able to do stuff on game day, but getting all the work in so you can do it more effortlessly on game day. And he's taken every snap with the number one offense now for a month. Jude hasn't thrown an interception in the last 4 games. He's making better decisions. He's certainly more accurate with his throws. Like, all that stuff is a function of being healthy and practicing every day. And so, he's back in the zone. I know the cool kids are talking about his numbers during Toyotathon. I'm a Nissan driver myself, so I'm not really familiar too much with that. But the fact of the matter is that he's playing at a level similar to what he did down the stretch last season, and he's getting the same kind of effective play around him as he did last year. Because remember, the last 5 games, including the 2 playoff games, Aaron Jones ran for over 100 yards. The offensive line was playing its best football and had kind of overcome its injuries and inconsistency to play really well. I thought last night they blocked well in the first half. They protected him all game, another game without a sack. So his people around him are making his life better, but more importantly, he's playing like we know he's capable of.
We talking about practice.
I love the way you put it in my mind there, Jason, as to, like, I put myself in an actual scenario of rolling an ankle. And the difference between going out there for me was I didn't have to do as much of terms of, like, running the offense and whatnot. But if my ankle was bum and I was going up against an athletic guy, obviously I'd be more limited in my ability to block him out, or, like, it's just different. Jump is high. For him, it was that, plus being the point guard, which is way more hard than just being a point guard with, 5 other guys out there. He literally is in control of the whole offense. So he's taking on 2 different things while hurt, missing time in practice, not getting the rhythm of the game plan, and then also being limited in what he can do on the field. So I like the way you put that in my head. Thank you.
You're welcome. So who would be the Jordan Love of your basketball era then? Captain America?
Jordan Taylor as a freshman and sophomore, but Trayvon Jackson and then Bronson Koenig. It was always the point guards. If you had to deal with an injury and weren't around to have the rhythm to running the team, and then also had limitations on what you could do on the floor, no bueno. So good comp.
Koenig was such an underrated player.
Yeah, he was really, 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 really good. Jason, we appreciate the time. We look forward to talking to you on Thursday, and have a great week.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these various stations. You hear Jason and Tausch talk about the great work from Gina Della from Pella.
Oh, that's right. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Gina Della from Pella. They're going to get your home right for winter. As if you needed the reminder, the cold weather is here. Winter has arrived. That means heating bill. That means fortifying your home. That means Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is now the time to give yourself the gift. It's Christmas season after all. Give yourself the gift of an increased home value, lower energy costs, and a totally redefined space when you use Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And not only that, but guys, this deal, it doesn't come along very often. Windows as low as $19 per window, $19, and $81 per patio door per month with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin right now. Some restrictions apply, but this ends on December 31st, so that time is running out. Now is the time to finally make that decision. So you know what? Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, my home needs it. I need it. I'm going to give myself that gift.
As we always do when things feel really good, and if you see it in the positive light as Jason was talking about, hey, this team showed me some things, you start looking ahead and you start thinking about if the Packers defense was in a certain scenario, could they get the job done? We discuss that scenario and get your brains to the test next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, it looks like like we've got a crash on southbound 43 at westbound 94. Right in the Marquette, the right lane is blocked, so watch out for the delays to start to grow right now. They're stretching back to Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've also got some brake lights on southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com and check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Kessler's is open Sunday, December 22nd from 10 till 4.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Just one Madison's favorite health club and best health club, and that's the Princeton Club with 8 locations in Madison and a New Berlin location. You can find your better tomorrow and lock in with the lowest rates of 2024. Lock in now so that 2025 you're all set and ready to go. They have free childcare with the membership, open 24/7, weights, cardio, workout classes, basketball courts, tennis courts. They have it all. I've done personal training. Check out the Princeton Club. Gone to Madison, been to New Berlin's many times as I live in Milwaukee area now. Check out the Princeton Club. Lowest rates of the year for a better tomorrow.
And the world's all right with me.
Am I getting too ahead of myself here?
Just one look at you.
because now I'm starting to think, like, all right, if we do get in this scenario like we were last year, San Francisco 49ers need to stop. I think about the 7 for 15 on third down and then 4 and 5 on fourth down against the Lions. Like, there are a lot of positive things about the Green Bay Packers defense. But in the scenario that this team is in the fourth quarter, up 4 with the ball, do you trust them to get it done? Or does it have to be you believe more that Jordan Love needs the ball down for them to get a win in a big playoff situation?
Listen, I heaped a bunch of praise on this defense. I'm not there yet, though.
But you're up.
Listen, you are likely facing a top offense and top quarterback in the playoffs. So
you don't believe in them?
Not to that point. This is the difference between a good defense, which the Packers are, and then that is something that's a step forward from last year. They're a good defense. A championship level defense is what we're talking about. Like, I want them on the field at the end of the game. I want them to be the ones that hold our playoff destiny in their hands. I'm not there yet.
Did you want that in Carolina? Brad, as a former Super Bowl player with Cam Newton as quarterback and a good defense, did you want your defense on the field when you were up with the offensive team coming down to score, or did you want Cam with the ball?
He's really thinking. He grabbed that little
it's fake
shadow, whatever it is.
Okay, it's a hard decision.
3 o'clock shadows.
Because we
have
not even
5.
This is a little scruff.
I heard
got
the
here.
scratch.
Yeah, right, like that. The problem is we had both great offense and defense, right? Cam was MVP and defense number 1 in the NFL. But more like Jacksonville, right? Like, if I would much rather have the defense on the field and be up than have like our offense on the field. So it's situational. And statistics would say it's harder to score in the NFL. Like, on any given possession, it's less than 50% chance that you get any points out of it. So logic and statistics would tell you that you want to be up and you want your defense on the field. However, I feel the opposite. I think this offense is so high octane. I trust Jordan Love more. I trust Matt LaFleur more. I like what Jeff Hafley has done, but they haven't proven they can make the big stops when it matters. I mean, paint the picture. Would you rather have Jordan Love at Philly, let's say? They seem like they're the new hot hand. At Philly, trying to go get a score, or would you rather have Philly have the ball against our defense with all those weapons? I'd feel much better about Jordan Love. I just don't trust this defense when it matters because they haven't proven that they can do it.
Brad, you said a lot of stuff just to get to the simple answer. It's the offense. We all know it's the offense. We ain't trying to see the Packers defense out there.
I think Kyle's onto something.
Oh, no.
I think Kyle's onto something.
My boy.
I think Kyle's onto something.
My boy.
It's finally not me.
I think Kyle's onto something.
I sure am. Fellas, we've seen what this defense does.
Do you feel like you've been like...
I feel violated.
I
feel violated.
You said it.
I think Kyle's onto something.
You said it. And the thing
who really gives a bleep what Ben Brust has to say?
They'll live in eternity now.
When we look at this football team, and any time in Packers history, I feel like whenever the Green Bay Packers defense was on the field and we needed to make a stop, they did not make a stop, which allowed for greatness to appear. When I say greatness appear, that's whether Brett Favre got the ball to drive down to make some score, or whether it's Aaron Rodgers getting the ball with less than a minute left and get them in a field goal range to score a touchdown. And now they have passed the baton over to Jordan Love to do the exact same thing for this Green Bay Packers football team. Yes, the defense looked spectacular yesterday. They've had their ups and their downs, but I'm going to tell you something about this defense. They can play really well in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, even if they hold the team under 24 points like they did with the 49ers last year, or what they did to the 49ers 2-3 years ago, when we need them to make a stop in the end, they will never make that stop. They will never make that stop. So that is why if I'm up 4 points and I want the ball in somebody's hand, I want it in Jordan Love's hand. If we're down 4 points, I'd rather be down 4 points with the ball in Jordan Love's hand because I know Jordan Love can make something happen. Our quarterbacks are special here in Green Bay. Our defense are always mid or average. I say we put the ball in the hand of the franchise man and Jordan Love each and every time. That's
despite the fact that the game ended last year against San Francisco with a bad throw?
Learning. Let's be honest. When we look at this year, Do you think Jordan Love, with the experience he has, if he's in the same scenario he was last year or this year, do you think Jordan Love drives him down there to get the field goal, or do you think Jordan Love rolls out to the right and throws it across?
I think we got to talk about the season last year, and the way the season started it wasn't that as great from Jordan Love, and then he went on an unbelievable run, and then all of a sudden, where did that come from? And then this year, there's been 2 pick sixes where you go, what the heck just happened?
But again, I talked about it before. I'm
just playing devil's advocate. I want to see what you have to say.
But the devil is a lie right now. We're going to put him down, keep him down where he at, because at the end of the day, one thing that we love about Jordan Love is Jordan Love continues to learn from his mistakes. The reason he improved last year is because of the fact that he took in the information, and when finally Matt LaFleur said, hey, I'm going to start letting you let it rip, he took all the information he had before, and he was hot, right? And then this year, Jordan Love, he had the pick sixes this year, right? Jordan Love had a turnover issue. He was making poor decisions. He had the bye week, and what have he been since the bye week? Playing clean, smart football. So overall, when it comes to Jordan Love, I am confident if he is in the same scenario that he was in last year against the 49ers. When he rolls out to the right, he's going to scramble. He's going to throw it out of bounds. He ain't going to throw it across his body for an interception this year because Jordan Love learns from his mistakes. So I'm putting the ball in Jordan Love's hands every time.
I have gone back and forth in my head on this while you two dinguses were talking about it. I kind of want the defense out there.
Oh, come on.
I want to be up. I want to be up because
for heartbreak, huh?
Well, here's the thing about this defense is they are opportunistic. And wouldn't it be fitting if your entire identity on defense is turnovers? What can you get more likely later in a scenario if you're able to get some pressure? A turnover. I don't know. Maybe I'm punch drunk on turnovers right now, but that has been the way that this team has really taken a next step to get us talking about them defensively is their ability to cause turnovers. And I just have a little bit of PTSD of like, all right, let's give it to Rodgers. And then LaFleur says, let's make a two-score game, essentially, by kicking the field goal against the Buccaneers in 2020. Or a one-score game. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I still can't go there with you. I can't. I mean, turnovers.
Maybe that's just what I've envisioned.
Yeah, and you said opportunistic. That's true. Those opportunities tend not to come around very often, particularly against a good offense. But that I can just envision in my head like an 8-play drive where there's no pass rush. Guys are wide open. And they get 30 yards.
It's just 7 sacks.
No, it's 7 sacks against
7 sacks.
7 sacks against a quarterback that backup quarterback and Geno Smith. And some were Geno. And the one thing is, you get pressure on Geno, he makes stupid throws like he did in back-to-back plays yesterday, where Carrington Valentine got his interception. The Green Bay Packers were able to get pressure against the offensive line. When you play better football teams, we cannot trust this team to elevate their play. One thing you can trust is in the playoffs, it seems like the Packers defense tightens up and allows less points, but they still do not make the stop in the biggest moment when you need them to.
Well, it's up for debate.
No, the hell it's not.
No, it's up for debate. I'm leaving it up for debate.
Put it on a poll. This is easy.
It's up for debate.
Play the hotkey about what Brad said.
I think Kyle is onto something.
All right, Kyle's onto something. It's Jordan Love with the football. All right,
Grab it.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no. I think
played
Kyle's
me.
onto something.
Boy, I'm hot today.
He sure is.
Come on, Kyle. Come on.
I'm cooking, baby.
Come on, baby.
I'm cooking, baby.
It's manipulative.
Guys, Brad might be one of us. For the first time in life, he might be relatable.
One of us.
One of us. One of us. I'll tell you why he's one of us on the other side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Rick, describe some of our wow Christmas gifts while Sarah and I name the prices and add a little commentary.
Okay. A 1.5 carat total weight diamond bolo bracelet.
Amazingly unique.
Just $1,598.
Half carat total weight inside-outside diamond hoop earrings.
Just $698.
1 carat total weight is just $898.
A fabulous 3 carat oval created diamond.
But we only have a few of these.
Just $3,998.
A 1 carat total weight created diamond tennis bracelet.
Just $898.
We also have the big 1 carat total weight natural diamond tennis bracelet for just $1,798.
And from now until Christmas, we have 18 months same as cash financing.
With approved credit.
And a delightful gift for you with every purchase of at least $300.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here with Brad Nortman, and we've got a holiday deal from Quintessa Aesthetic Center that you don't want to miss.
That's right, Jen. The holidays are coming up fast, and if you're looking for the perfect gift for that special woman in your life, or maybe you're interested in checking out Quintessa for yourself, we've got you covered.
Now, through December 20th, for every $100 gift card you buy, you'll get a $20 bonus card. It's a once-a-year deal to make her holiday unforgettable or treat yourself.
Visit myquintessa.com today to grab this special offer.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Muckwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
The Bucks are staying in Vegas for one more game thanks to some late game shooting from Damian Lillard against the Hawks.
Lillard has it on that left side with 4 seconds to shoot. He's going to take it into the paint on the run. Floater is up and good. Damian Lillard in Dame time delivers a beauty of a shot late in the shot clock, and boy, Doc Rivers couldn't have drawn it up any better.
110-102 the final score as the Bucks beat the Hawks in the NBA Cup semifinals. 32 points from Giannis in the win. They'll take on the Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday night in the NBA Cup final.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. I know that a guy's confidence comes from many sources. For our clients, the way they look is a big driver. When you have the muscle mass and the muscle tone, it changes the way you carry yourself. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients have increased muscle mass and muscle tone through testosterone and peptide therapy? Their confidence is back and everyone can see it. If you want to recapture the way you look and felt years ago, join the over 25,000 clients and start today. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Up 4 points or more, let the defense do its job. 3 or less, give it to Love. Chef Ed chimes in. Yesterday he rolled out twice and threw across his body. Then Phil says, come on, man, nobody wants the defense on the field. What happened with the Lions game? Grow up, Peter Pan. So it's mixed. It's up for debate. Onto something. No.
Oh, I think Kyle's onto something.
Kyle's onto something.
Whew, boy. Yeah, I mean, now we have facts that you guys always think that. Now you just said it out loud.
Kyle, I'm going to be hunting for you saying, like, Brad, you're so smart.
Brad, I give you credit all the time. I gave Stroh some credit as well, Ben sometimes. But I give you guys credit.
I don't need any validation from you. I can tell you that much.
You don't need it, but I'm just saying you have to earn it. You don't earn it.
I don't need to earn any validation from you, Kyle.
It'd be nice for you to earn some validation and say, oh, Ben was finally right.
Kyle, you don't need to yell at him. You know he's lying.
That's true. That is
true. Oh, yeah.
Nobody needs
Rent-free and Strofe and Kyle's head since 2023.
Nobody needs validation on this program more than Benny.
Golly, Strofe, do you hear yourself? You're worse than I am. We've been over this. You need more validation and everything more than
me.
me.
When have I ever asked for validation?
You make me feel like I don't care about myself as much as I do. It's amazing.
2 people who need validation.
It's a validation off. It's a validation off. Well, Brad, you were hunting for some plates of food, I heard.
Yeah, I was, guys. I had a lovely Christmas brunch with my family.
Christmas?
So me and Lexi.
Christmas brunch.
My parents, my sister, her.
You had
my
5
nephew.
Thanksgivings. How many Christmas
For real?
celebrations
Yeah,
do you
2
do?
weeks before Christmas?
This is only the beginning, boys. This is only the beginning. So we went to establishment in Pewaukee. Lovely. Santa was there. We had the balloon guy. It was great. But it was an all-you-can-eat brunch. And I don't know what it is. You guys know me. I'm usually pretty regulated, pretty regimented.
Minute on the lips, forever on the hips.
That's right, Ben. That's the
Let
truth.
them hips.
Yeah, and I just I don't know what it is about a brunch, particularly all you can eat. But I just throw all my inhibitions to the wind, and I just got after it. I had no food before, and I basically didn't even need much food after. I just went time after time, round after round.
How many times?
5
times?
5 times.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I can see it.
I feel like I'm going to wear a
Loose shirt today?
Loose your shirt
Let
today.
it all hang out, man. Let it hang out.
I felt like
One of us.
I felt like everybody else
Relatable. Except for where he went for brunch.
Yeah, it was nice spot. I feel like everybody else in our group had restraint, and they didn't. But I went literally. I got the omelet station. I got French toast, pancake. I got multiple rounds of bacon. I went back then for scrambled eggs after the omelet station.
Oh, wow.
I got a couple pastries, fruit. Got the dessert table. I got 4 desserts. It was unbelievable.
Ooh, 4 desserts.
And there was a stack.
He's
of plates.
changing before our eyes.
You know, like at a buffet, you go up there and get them, but then you kind of leave your dirty plate back. So by the end, I had a stack of 5 or 6 plates.
You were moving fast.
And the server was like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Oh." She kind of gave a reaction.
She had to lift.
She couldn't be. These can't be all yours, sir. That's what she was thinking. So I mean, am I alone in this? Am I just a?
No, you're not alone. You're finally like everyone else.
I feel like a glutton.
Boy, you just talking about a buffet got me hungry. I love me a buffet, boy. I'm telling you this right now. I went to that same spot that you was at, and it was good. A lot of space, a lot of food options. You know what I'm saying? I had the mashed potatoes myself. I went for lunch and dinner.
I had some potatoes too.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you, Brad. This is exactly what you should be doing. When you are paying for all you can eat, that means you eat all you can.
800-990-3776. The Ferrari was in the garage, according to Mark in New Berlin, when Aaron Rodgers was playing. He was talking about Jordan Love, the man ahead of everyone. Mark in New Berlin, you're up.
Happy Monday!
Hey.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Did you see the Ferrari? What did he have, 350 yards passing, 2 touchdowns?
222-ish.
222, yeah, and that one wouldn't have been, if that one wasn't pass interference. Oh, man. Yeah, me and my wife, I started this new cheer, guys, and I want you guys to do it. Me and the wife were watching my plasma TV, and we were doing this cheer. I made it up. Okay, 1, 2, all 4 of you. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
That's it?
That's not your chant,
That's
though.
it, but no, but I know Benny heard that a lot when he was playing it from the other team, but that's neither here nor there. Now let's get back to the Packers. Can you imagine what kind of Christmas if the owners of the Jets would have listened to the Gospel of Mark? If they would have listened to Mark in New Berlin, Sauer would still be there. The general manager would still be there. Who knows who else is getting a divorce or something over this? You know, if they would have just listened to Mark, that's all you got to do. And that's what I'm going to tell you guys. This Christmas season, when you're having some carbless and you're having some Palermo's pizza with your family, and you start talking about the Packers, say, let's just talk about what Mark said, the Gospel of Mark. Let's just see what Mark said.
I'm done with him.
Brad is and Kyle, they still are in shock. They're trying to formulate real sentences to put back at Mark.
Well,
you just let Mark say things.
Each time he got the prediction right of Jordan Love, the Ferrari.
Yeah.
So
I was just saying he should apply for the Jets general manager role.
I try to give him the benefit of the doubt with every call, but then he just keeps going, and the less and less I can buy into what he's saying.
Yeah, I lose him. He bounces around a lot.
You mean?
Yeah, you know me. When you say one thing, I kind of focus on another thing.
Yeah, and then he goes to another place.
Yeah, so I'm still thinking, I believe we can win. You didn't come up with that. I remember doing that chant back in the day. That's a soccer chant. And then all of a sudden he's talking about some GM.
You thought he was trying to make it up?
I did. He said, me and my wife, we do a chant that I made up.
He said plasma TV, like in The Office. I got this new plasma TV, and it's 14 inches.
The Gospel of what?
Mark. That's his name.
Wow.
The prophet. The Damn Sports Show next in Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly, and Madison, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman are with you on 94.5 ESPN till the Homer Hour at 5 o'clock. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Southbound on 43. We had an earlier accident in the Marquette on the ramp to get onto westbound 94. That has just been cleared out of the way, but we do still have some pretty nasty delays coming in pretty much solid from Hampton all the way down through the Marquette. Westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 41 heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive almost to Burleigh. Northbound slowing down from Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. And then eastbound 94 has got a little bit of a backup from Mitchell Boulevard to about 35th Street. Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for over 30 years. Get perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. And checking the TMJ Ford Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of power and precision with Works Power Tools at Menards. Whether you're building, fixing, or crafting, Works drills deliver the power and control for any project. For those tougher jobs, Works impact drivers provide all the torque needed to make heavy-duty tasks a breeze. Hurry in today and pick up your 20-volt Works cordless drill or driver now at Menards.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We the boys. We the
boys. This season has been so blah.
How can that blah, blah, blah.
Green Bay Packers. Play 10 of the drive. Third goal. Jacobs inside into the end zone.
Romeo Dobbs
is he
looking
back?
like he's going to play.
That's good.
That is good.
Inside, it is caught by Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs to the end zone. Packers back in the end zone. From the 36, Smith pressure brought down. Devontae Wyatt came soaring in there.
Edgerrin Cooper going to play.
That's good.
Now throws in the middle, it's intercepted. That time it's caught by Cooper. Edgerrin Cooper inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
This season has been so blah.
Green Bay Packers.
boring.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? How can that blah, blah.
It's becoming less and less blah, Kyle.
But it's always the 4 hour at 4. And we ain't blah blah here on KBN.
Nailed it. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad
Kyle's
Nortman.
onto something.
Kyle's on to something.
Ugh, my favorite hockey.
I don't like that hockey.
Why don't you like it, Brad?
This is where I wish
Because-
I was once a producer, Brad, so I could go in there and delete it from the system, but I don't
Yeah.
know how to do it.
Feels like a whole different world in there, like a different language.
Yeah, the only two people that know how to do it are Kyle and myself, and I don't think either of us are deleting those.
No. I'm trying to figure out, why are you upset about this, Brad?
Because
said
you're
it.
not smart.
I think Kyle was onto something. Yeah, it's just, I feel violated. I feel like it can be now used against my will. Strofe has more control. Just things like that. And, you know, I want to be able to give you earnest and real praise when you have something, when you actually are onto something.
You should have just believed me last week when you were making an argument, and then you had to get eviscerated by Joshi on Friday.
Well, let's see it. Let's see how confident in how much you guys liked what you saw. Because I want to know if you were more impressed with the offense or the defense. Because you can make an argument that the offense throughout the course of the game, and the game plan was pretty impressive other than a little weird spell in that second half. But Jordan Love threw the ball really well. Couple missed throws, but again, nothing that was extremely scary. I was even fine when he threw across his body. It didn't like go in complete harm's way. It felt like he was under control. Josh Jacobs' first drive was just perfect. You couldn't like if you were just gonna say I'm gonna give the ball 8 straight times to somebody on a drive and stop me. That's basically what they said, and they just kept doing it. So I want to know who you're more impressed with, the offense or the defense, because the defense you can say, well, I started getting at Sam Howell, who looked like Sam Darnold when he was seeing ghosts at MetLife Stadium. Because when I saw Sam Howell's face coming off after each sack, it looked like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, the defense really got after him. So part of me wants to say I'm more impressed with the defense, but I'm going to say the offense. I was more surprised by the defense, but I have to give my flowers to this offense, right? And not only that, this Seattle Seahawks defense, who the Packers offense was facing, over the last 4 or 5 games, they had led the NFL in a lot of top defensive categories, including points per game. They were stifling people the last several weeks. So it was a big test to go into Lumen Field, I believe it's called, Lumen Field, and be able to play in front of that crowd and be able to handle the crowd noise and all the energy and get the ball from the first snap and take control of the game. So to me, I mean, that defense for the Seattle Seahawks, there's no excuses that anyone can make. They were a fully functional and fully healthy defense that has been dominating recently. Green Bay Packers met that challenge and they said, no problem. Albeit a couple of punts and 1 fumble from Josh Jacobs, they were in complete control. That includes running and passing. So when it comes to the defense, yeah, I was surprised on how well they did, but there's a little bit of a asterisk there.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Kyle said it on Friday. No matter what happens, they're going to be like,
a little bit. They played good, but a little
Sam
bit.
Howell ended up in there. Jason started doing it too. Jason Wilde.
I wrote it down. Jason's answer. Exact reason why Packers can't prove much in the regular season, because everybody's going to.
What was his answer?
Oh, I should have wrote down exactly.
So you just wrote down Jason's answer. Wait. What did you write down?
Jason's answer. I would have to take time to
Kyle's
rethink
on
about
something.
No, you got to delete those now, bro. He ain't on anything. He just writes down thoughts.
It was his answer talking about the overall team and I think the defense or something like that. But all I know is the answer that he gave left me to say this is the exact reason, because he was like, oh, they still got to, they got to beat the Minnesota Vikings basically. Well, if they do something against the Vikings, and that's the exact reason why when I look at this Green Bay Packers football team, there's nothing that they can do. There's literally nothing they can do to prove anything. Maybe rout the Minnesota Vikings, but other than that, there's nothing they can do against the Saints or the Bears that make people think that they are going to be a team that is a legit Super Bowl threat. But when I look at this football team, is it the offense or the defense? The Seahawks were on a 4-game winning streak, man, right? The Green Bay Packers are playing without Javon Bullard for the first time this year. They're also playing without Jair Alexander. You had to depend on Eric Stokes to slow people down. You had to depend on Carrington Valentine to slow people down. You had to depend on Evan Williams, who was coming off a concussion. You also had a new guy in there in Edgerrin Cooper, who hasn't played in weeks for the Green Bay Packers. So for the Packers defense to put up the performance that they had defensively, again, holding a football team to 208 total yards is impressive. Having 12 QB hurries is impressive. They had 6 guys with 7 sacks. That is impressive. That is exactly what you want to see. Can they sustain this? Not sure. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The offense, they did exactly what we know they could do. They can put up points with anybody in the NFL because they've done it week in and week out. The defense, though, the defense going on a roll, stopping a team with momentum the way they did, credit due to them.
John in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. Who are you more impressed with?
Gentlemen, I am more impressed by the defense. Let me go back to last year. Can we talk about Tommy DeVito for a minute? The Packers have a curious ability to play like garbage against backups. So the fact that they did what they were supposed to do, they took care of business in convincing fashion. I'm going to give them credit for that, and I'm impressed by it, honestly. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, that goes into the conversation about Brad talking about the defense last year versus this year, and it was the different things we cited of why Brad was wrong. Is last year, there was no Tommy DeVito. Last year, there was a Tommy DeVito game. Last year, there was a Baker Mayfield perfect passer rating game. Last year, there was also the Bryce Young scoring 20-plus points when they were the worst offense in the NFL game. There was 4 200-yard rushers. Well, not rushers, but 4 200-yard rushing games against them. And you hear Kyle talk about the overall total yards that the Seahawks put up. Didn't see that. So I think it's worth pointing out the differences from last year to this year. You kind of answered your own question again, that you want Jordan Love with the ball in a scenario because you just don't think this defense is that caliber.
Exactly. And so, again, that gives them more credit for how impressive that they were. Again, I don't believe that this defense is this is not a display of who they are. They're not going to go and harass quarterbacks week in and week out. They're not going to go to, well, they could go to Minnesota because Minnesota offensive line is shaky and Sam Darnold has been psyched quite a few times. But they're not going to go into the playoffs and harass quarterbacks over and over and over because we've talked about, we know who they are. They're going to perform decently well against bad teams, but against great teams, you're not going to be able to depend on this defense. This is why when they have 10 tackles for a loss, Brad, 10 tackles for a
TFLs.
Loss, that is ridiculous, right?
A lot of TFLs.
And we all
you know what that means?
TFL?
Yeah.
Tackle for loss.
Just making sure you're a big stat nerd guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of plays made in the backfield for the Green Bay Packers, but you talked about the eye test. That's what we like to see. And based off the eye test, when we watched that game, you saw a lot of white jerseys compressing that pocket, making Geno Smith uncomfortable, making plays in the backfield. So overall, that was one of the better defensive performances I've seen this team make. It's one thing to do it against a lowly team like the Tennessee Titans. It's another thing to do it against a playoff caliber type team from the NFC West in the Seattle Seahawks. So we have to say bravo to Jeff Hafley in that defensive performance yesterday.
I think our expectations for this defense are just so low, though.
Yeah,
they're so low.
I don't know about so low. They're not as low as nice, but they're not as low as they were last year.
They're pretty low. I mean, and that's maybe where I'm coming from on saying like, okay,
but what are you judging off of? Are you looking at? I feel like, Brad, the way you judge this team, and it's okay if you do so. The way that you're judging this team consistently week in, week out is the caliber of the team based off if they can win a Super Bowl.
Not necessarily. I think there is a historic formula that the Green Bay Packers have, which is like a kind of an average defense that we're all kind of used to. So whenever the defense plays above average, we're like, oh, here we go. Like a defense that we can get excited about, even if they're just above average, but we expect greatness on the offense. So when we see greatness, like, yeah, this is what you should be doing. So there's just a little bit of like expectations going into it, which is why I just have to put my hat off to the offense when they do play that at that greatness type level. So, and I should be holding them to at least a playoff standard. Super Bowl standard, I'm a little bit closer to Jason on this one. I'm not sure they are a Super Bowl championship level team this year. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, they should look as good as the Eagles or the Bills. But I think to hold them to a playoff standard is more than reasonable.
Brad, listen, you can hold them to a certain standard that you want to, but let's be realistic. We live in a real world. If we hold the Green Bay Packers to a standard being a top defense, we'll be fooled and we'll be disappointed. I'm not going to sit here and be disappointed by this Packers football team. That's why the fact that them performing better.
He said it. He's not going to be fooled by this Packer football team. That's why I've felt all year like you're not really all in on this team that they can actually win a Super Bowl. Because of this defense that you're scared of.
I told you exactly. I laid out the formula last week exactly what the Green Bay Packers need to do in order for them to be successful and win a Super Bowl. Y'all laughed at me. You said, oh, it'd be nice to be able to force 2 turnovers every single game. That is the only way this football team wins a Super Bowl is do exactly what they did yesterday. Force 2 turnovers in a football game. When they do that, they put the ball in Jordan Love's hand and Josh Jacobs' ability to run the football and the creativity Matt LaFleur has to be on full display. That is the only way they will find success, because if they allow teams to get 12, 15 drives in a game and they ain't forcing no turnovers, boy, it's going to be a long day for that defense because they cannot be trusted.
800-990-3776. Were you more impressed by the offense or the defense? Alex Strofe. We're going to hear from you shortly, but what say you?
Impressed last night by the defense. I didn't know they were capable of what they showed us. 7 sacks against a albeit mediocre offensive line is still impressive, right? Seeing Rashawn Gary and Edrin Cooper and Kingsley Enagbare with 2 sacks get into the action. So I feel a little bit better about the pass rush today than I have all season.
Well, Phil's more impressed with Matt LaFleur's ability to make dumb challenges and remain defeated 0-6 in challenges this year.
Yeah, that one was really bad.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. And still, halftime.
Why can't
put it on their throats?
He nails so many things, whether it be scheme and game plan, and he seems like the players really like him. He's player friendly. What is it with situations?
I wonder sometimes the only thing I can bring to the table, and maybe we could ask Balaga, because Mike McCarthy called plays as well. Does that get in the way of game flow, right? If you're so, like, as a play caller, We've talked about if you need to be eight plays ahead, right? Isn't that the standard ish? Like
Yeah,
you need
you're
to
setting things up,
you need to set
you're
things up. You need to be
chess match.
if you're processing everything that's happening on the field for what you're going to call for the game. Does it take away from your ability to feel the game as any coach would not calling plays? I don't know. Just a theory I'll throw out there. But what I do know is Brad was looking fresh driving around to his 8 Christmas parties and moving forward as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be showing up at these Christmas brunches and holiday parties, I'm going to be looking good. And I'm looking good in my car because the Tsunami Express Car Wash. This is the time of year that you can separate the people that take care of their car from those that don't. You can look around right now. You can see on the road all around you. You have the salt and the grime and the wet and the sleet, the snow, all those things that wreak havoc on your car. You paid way too much for it, and you spend too much time in it to not keep it top shape and take care of it. That's where Tsunami Express Car Wash comes in handy. I'm a ceramic member. I'm an unlimited membership member. That means I can go every single day if I want. And the way it snows, the way salt is on the road, you might need to go every single day in Wisconsin. And not only that, but a new technology has arrived at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Listen to this. T2 with graphene technology creates the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. It's going to give your car the glossiest, mirror-like finish that will protect your car all throughout winter. Your car is a huge investment. You spend so much time in it. Take care of it. Tsunami Express Car Wash will help you in that process. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
I got to go soon.
Yeah, you don't want that car.
I was going to stop last week, but I was in a hurry.
You know, we're in Greenfield tomorrow. The Greenfield location, excellent location. One of the ones I go to.
I forgot we got to be in Greenfield tomorrow.
Me too. Alex Strofe, time for you to shine. Next.
I didn't forget you guys are in Greenfield tomorrow.
You're going to be sad.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43. We had an earlier accident in the Marquette on the ramp to get onto westbound 94. That has just been cleared out of the way, but we do still have some pretty nasty delays coming in pretty much solid from Hampton all the way down through the Marquette. Westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 41 heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive, almost to Burleigh. Northbound slowing down from Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. And then eastbound 94 has got a little bit of a backup from Mitchell Boulevard to about 35th Street. Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for over 30 years. Get perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota. Iota.
Yeah, that's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch.
What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Have you seen them yet?
Seen what?
4 different ways to say I love you.
I'd love to see those. Show me the list.
What list?
The list of 4 different ways to say I love you.
Let's start over.
Where are you going, Monica?
I'm going to get the 4 different ways to say I love you.
Sarah, imagine a box of assorted chocolates.
Okay.
When you open the lid, what do you see?
I see a guy sitting on a park bench saying, life is like a box of chocolates.
But what are the shapes of the chocolates?
There are 4 different shapes.
Here they are.
Those are gorgeous.
4 diamond pendants covered in diamonds.
Almost like they were dipped in diamonds.
And each diamond was created inside a miniature star.
But you'd have to be rich to afford one of these.
Choose the diamond pendant you like best. $148.
I love Kessler's.
Everyone loves Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter.
Over 45 years ago, my father, James Tegeter, founded our company on a cornerstone of quality, integrity, and service as the best way of connecting with clients. As I reflect on 2024, I'm grateful for the James Imaging Systems team. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to always connecting with clients and helping them thrive. To each long-term client, I extend my gratitude and thanks for your confidence and support. We look forward to remaining connected to you as your local business technology partner. I also appreciate our new 2024 clients for connecting with us. Welcome to the James Imaging Systems family. Looking forward to 2025, I believe if each of us embraces the power of connection, our local community will prosper. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Had about 18 Palermo's this weekend. You can find their delicious brands like Palermo's Connie's Urban Pie and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find it in your local grocer's freezer. You've heard a lot from Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Brad Nortman because we are the core of the show, but it's held all together by the man behind the glass, and it's time for his segment, Coming Relevant.
Wait a minute. Don't we need to beat him up? Wasn't he talking real greasy last week?
Oh, yeah, he was talking slick.
Yeah, he ain't said not one slick word today, has he?
Yeah, real quiet back there. He's on thin ice.
Yeah.
You guys are such frauds.
No, frauds.
No, Kyle and I were talking in the break. We were like, man, this is getting...
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ben, if I cross the line. I'm nervous.
I wasn't going to bring that on air.
Yeah, why are you bringing that on air?
Way to go.
That was an off-the-air conversation,
Yeah,
Kyle.
come on, Kyle.
Oh, well, it's here now. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, he's doubling down in the segment.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant.
Kyle,
Stroph's
why did
time
you
to
do that?
shine on KBN starts.
Kyle, what the hell?
Now.
Oh, my mic was on. Sorry.
He's not on anything this segment.
48-42, Bills topped the Detroit Lions yesterday.
Great game.
In a Madden-like game.
Great game.
Over 1,000 yards between the two offenses. That is a scoregami, by the way, 48-42. Not sure if anybody
When are we
cares
going to
about
run
that.
out of scoregamis? I feel like there's too many scoregamis.
They don't happen that often, Benny. I'm shocked.
No, they happen all. I feel like they happen way too much.
There's been 1,000, I think, 62 unique scores.
How many unique scores are left?
Well,
a lot of numbers, man.
I mean, there's a lot of numbers, yeah. Somebody could win 100.
There's been a lot of football games.
Somebody could win
For those that don't know what scoregami, right? It's like...
It's a unique score. It's the only time it's ever happened, right? So there has never been another NFL game with the final score 48-42.
I would love to know how many there are still
within
remaining. with less than like 60 points each.
Well, 4 is an elusive number, so teams don't finish with the final score of 4 very often. So there's a lot of those.
What about has there been a 2-2 tie?
Yes. Way back in the day. Yeah, that was
a safety tie.
Ugly game.
Yeah, that's happened. Anyway,
could you drop kick for a point back in the day?
Yes.
Any 1-0 wins?
Technically.
Any 1-0 wins back in the day?
Wait, you can still drop kick for 1 point?
Oh, that I don't know. I'm saying you can still drop kick for 3 because I remember was it Vinny Testaverde that drop kicked at one point at the end of his career? Am I making this up?
There was a drop kick 5 years ago.
Doug Flutie.
Can you drop kick, Brad?
No, that's hard. You got to really work on that. The timing of it, dropping it, it's a strange movement.
Shout out to Chad Ryland. Last week, I think he kicked and punted for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Impressive.
Okay,
your segment.
48-42, Bills-Lions. Lions fall. As we mentioned earlier, they lose David Montgomery for the rest of the season, it sounds like. Do you guys view the Bills as the Super Bowl favorite after yesterday's win?
I don't, because they can't stop anybody as well.
Sure can't.
They haven't stopped anyone like the last 3 weeks. All their scores are really, really high. Now, Josh Allen's the scariest player.
Superman.
I mean, the way... Holy cow, is he ridiculous. And I'm talking about like the way he stands in the pocket and delivers passes as well. He can literally do... What can he not do? Can somebody answer me that?
No,
he's cut down everything. Turnovers. He can run. He'll slide. He can score touchdowns. When I'm saying running the ball, deep pass, rolling out.
They lost their probably best receiver, and they haven't missed a beat. They've been more explosive. Josh Allen is special. But are they a front runner? I would say so, but they're definitely beatable. They're not a joke.
Yeah, they're beatable.
I mean, like if I had to say one team that I would have to put money on, I don't think it would be them. Especially I love the Bills. I would have to go actually between the Chiefs and now, given all these injuries, probably the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles roster's ridiculous.
Brad, loving stats the way you do, I got one for you.
Ooh, stats.
Jared Goff has won a game this year where he's thrown 5 interceptions. Yesterday, he lost throwing 5 touchdowns.
That is a mind-blowing stat.
Like, how are either of those even possible?
Yeah, just one, let alone to do both in the same season.
And we're only 15 weeks in.
That's unbelievable.
What's next? 5 lost fumbles and a win?
Right. 5 lost fumbles and a win, 5 rushing touchdowns.
5 QB sneaks at the one without David Montgomery?
Right.
Don't do that.
No, that'd be bad.
That is so crazy, though.
Jared Goff's a good quarterback, right?
Yes, he's a really good quarterback.
He's probably very good.
Is he
He's a product of the system, but he's really good at being a product of the system.
Is he a Super Bowl trophy away from being a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Probably.
Wow. Yeah, that means he would have been to 2. 1-1.
Well, is Joe Flacco a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, but I would say Goff, like statistically speaking, what he's done from a completion percentage, touchdown interception ratio, I mean, he's been dynamite. I don't know if Flacco ever consistently was
really
this.
08 through 12, he was really good.
Well, this is Goff's 08 through 12 since he got traded from the Rams.
I mean,
I love that we're comparing Joe Flacco and Jared Goff eras.
I will give Goff credit. Early on in LA, I mean, he's at 28-32, 29-30-30. So I mean, 5 seasons over 28 touchdown passes, pretty impressive.
If you win a Super Bowl as a quarterback, are you almost guaranteed to get to Hall of Fame?
You got to have stats. You can't be Trent Dilfer out here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Chef Ed says, come playoff time, don't bet against Mahomes. 3-peat. I'm not buying the 3-peat. I'll say it right now.
Come on,
I'm not buying the 3-peat.
They're 12-1.
I understand. I'm not buying the 3-peat.
Why?
Just
give me a reason.
Their point differential is not that good.
It's doo-doo.
They won by 14 yesterday. They covered.
It's all one-score
Finally.
games, except for yesterday.
I did bet that because I did feel as if they hadn't covered in like 5 straight games. I was like, I don't care. Like they're gonna beat the freaking the Browns.
Yeah,
Jameis ain't built for this.
He got benched.
The Chiefs have an interesting test coming up as they host the Texans this week. On Christmas, on a short week, they go to Pittsburgh, and then they wrap up their season in Denver, who's a playoff team.
Yeah, and who knows what the week-to-week is like for Patrick Mahomes, who's got a hurt ankle.
The ankle injury, certainly something to keep an eye on.
It'd be wild if they weren't the 1 seed.
Hey, I know it's cold and flu season, and I recently heard somebody say that a whiskey a day keeps the doctor away. Is it true that whiskey helps your immune system?
I can't imagine that is correct.
Are you sure?
Alcohol's poison.
It is. It is. Actually, it's poison. But some is so good.
Yeah. I can't. I would be surprised. Because I think alcohol harms the immune system, but alcohol has like an antibacterial effect, right? If you get like a wound, you can like put alcohol on it to help clean it. So
right.
I don't know.
Right.
Brad's drinking carbless, and then he stubs his toe, and he's like pouring it on it. Stop the bleeding!
Yeah, I know. More carbless.
So, like, if I'm not feeling great and I just have a glass of bourbon one night, you think I'll wake up?
Just give it a try and let us know.
Okay.
I'm not going to be your use case here.
Well, I want you to be my doctor, essentially. I would like medical advice from Ben Brust.
You should make a.
I don't go to the doctor.
I don't either.
Oh no!
Why not?
Do you guys go to the doctor yearly?
Yeah, y'all go to my yearly checkup.
I haven't gone to the
Tell me to cough.
It's on my to-do list.
I just said, go ahead, do what you got to do, player.
Why'd you say playa?
That's what I tell him. I mean, he's seen it before.
Seen what?
My body.
All of it?
Brad, has your doctor seen all of it?
Seen all of it.
All right, then. It is what it is. I got to stay healthy. Y'all need to make sure y'all staying healthy, too.
I will say, I never thought of going to the doctor annually as a thing. 'Cause I'm about 35, though. I'm like, I should probably...
Never know.
I should probably do that. Life's getting more serious.
You're maturing.
Yeah.
We're getting
more people
old.
reliant on me, too. That's another thing.
No, we just got to make sure we're in a good place health-wise. You're not young anymore.
We're not young anymore?
No.
Is 35 not young?
Oh, come on now, Brad. Remember you were 18? What did you think of 35? Ancient?
Yeah.
What are you doing not married? What are you doing at 35? What are you doing at these clubs? Old man.
But it's not old.
Sounds like your experience was going to the clubs at 18 and seeing 35-year-olds.
And I said, take your old behind home. Don't you have a family to take care of? And here I am going out here to the club.
I feel like young is a mindset, not a number.
Oh, my God. I feel like whiskey helps with sickness.
Not the moments that, not the moments of breath, but the moments that take your breath away.
Exactly.
That's that kind of line is Strophy.
Beautiful, Brad. Exactly.
You are blissfully young.
Strofe, are you young? You're 26.
Yes,
are you
he's young.
Yeah, but do college students think I'm young?
No.
Or are they
now
like, damn, you're as many years out of college as you were in college.
Yeah, that's old. You're old, man.
Welcome to the club. Now he's young, but old.
What's that?
He's an old young man.
Old young man.
Dude, the first time I hung out with one of Brad's friends from Jacksonville, she goes, yeah, how old are you? 38? 40?
Damn!
I'm 20.
Damn!
At the time, I was like 24.
Did you come off a rough night?
No. That was the rough night.
Ooh, I think it was a compliment. I think she thought you handled yourself
But
she don't know.
If
She don't know
anybody knows
you.
anything about me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's an absurd thought to have.
So who's this immature guy we got here? What are you, 38? I think you were 50. No, that's embarrassing.
That was wild.
Last thing for you fellas, it's Bears at Vikings tonight. We discussed this a little bit before, but I would like to hear from both of you. Is everybody rooting for the Bears to beat the Vikings, or are we rooting for the Vikings to stay in the NFC North race?
Okay, well, I was fully on the Bear bandwagon for tonight. But
Bear bandwagon for tonight.
You're onto something, Strofe, a little bit with the division. Maybe we do want the Vikings to win out and get that.
I think here's
No,
my
you
scenario.
want the Lions right now. They are decimated.
Yeah, but you don't want them at home because if they go on the road, there's a better chance they lose. So here's what I said on Irrelevant. I think if there is a way the Vikings can win the division, they'll be the 2 seed. I think the Eagles would win the NFC, get the bye. Minnesota 2 seed, and then the other division winners 3 and 4. 5 seed Lions, 6 seed Packers, 7 seed Washington. That means Washington would go to Minnesota, and I think that's an interesting matchup. I think Washington could win that game. And then Detroit and Green Bay, I'm going to bet on them against the crappy division winners, which means the Packers could, in theory, get the NFC Championship game at home if the Commanders can knock off their rival Eagles, because it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So I think we could get Packers, Commanders, NFC Championship game.
I'm following.
Where's the X-Files music? That was unbelievable.
But isn't it the lowest seed after winning?
Oh, yeah. So I think all 3 wildcard teams could win on the road. Wildcard weekend.
Super wildcard weekend could be crazy.
Right, Detroit could beat the NFC South winner. Green Bay could go back to Seattle, do what they did last night. Commanders over the Vikings because great offense against a good defense. And then it's Commanders Eagles. It's Packers Lions. Divisional round weekend. Little divisional round weekend.
Hey.
Oh my. And then Commanders Packers at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, we need to start the segment with the X-Files in this.
Yeah, this is juicy.
But before we get to Super Wildcard Weekend, I can tell you that there's something fun coming to Fiserv Forum for the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off the 28th and 29th of December. So the Badgers are returning to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in the semifinal action on day 1. The Yukon Huskies and the Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or be caller number 8. Right now at 800-990-3776, and you will win 4 tickets to the September 28th games. Both semifinal games on the 28th at Fiserv Forum. Caller 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Caller 8, you will win 4 tickets to the Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, the 28th for the semifinals, and then get your tickets for the 29th. But 800-990-3776, caller 8 for 4 tickets. More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we do have this accident on 43 southbound on the ramp to get on to 794 eastbound in the Marquette. Off on the right shoulder. Squad's on scene with it, as well as it's a semi and it looks like a car involved. That's going to be affecting your ride. Heavy delays coming out of the Capitol Drive area all the way down through the Marquette. Also, more delays then onto 4394 southbound to the KK River crossing. Northbound 41, an accident at Capitol Drive off on the right shoulder. We've got delays from Burleigh all the way up to that accident scene. Also, more delays from Watertown Plank Road up to North Avenue as well. Those are just heavy volume delays. Southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive as well. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wins, and more wins are waiting to be uncovered at Potawatomi. Get ready to find yours in a winter stash of $300,000 in prizes this December. Play with your rewards card for entries, drawings on 3 thrilling Thursdays. Some seriously big wins are waiting for you. Winter Stash at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day 1. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for holiday hours.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints a week from tonight at Lambeau Field.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
nice, chill, laid-back song to listen to as you look out your brand new windows from Universal Windows Direct. Wait, you don't have UWD windows? What are you waiting for? I'm telling you this right now. If your home is cold, if your home is drafty, if you feel like you just want to have an upgrade, I have the people from you, and that is Universal Windows Direct. With it being the holiday season, it is so important to make sure that you are staying comfortable in your home as the gift giving is happening this year. Universal Windows Direct can do exactly that for you with their exclusive Super Spacer technology, which makes these windows perform better, last longer, and helps keep your home insulated against the winter chill. That means increased comfort and reduced heating bills so you can focus on what matters most during this holiday season. If you act right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. No limit whatsoever. Buy 4, get 4, buy 10, get 10. There is no limit. Plus, Universal is offering 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 whole years of interest-free payments. Yes, 5 whole years of interest-free payments. Plus, every window is backed by a true lifetime warranty. Don't wait. Make sure your home is ready for the winter and the holidays by calling Universal Windows Direct today at 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate or visit UWD.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
800-990-3776. Rich Pecker in Spread Eagle chimes in. Do Brad Nortman and Homer have a beef after last night's Twitter feud after the Packer game?
Wait, y'all was beefing on Twitter?
I mean, beefing is a strong word. Strong word.
Well, you were back and forth?
We were engaged in intense discourse on the Packer game.
Enlighten us. Is this your disposition?
Yeah. Homer had a...
Is your disposition fertile or whatever you say?
Disposition fertile for anger.
Oh.
And Homer had a disposition that was fertile for combativeness.
Oh,
is really what it came down to. He was combative, and I want KBN Nation to be the we're gonna find
Did
my
you
tweet.
know about
the mediary and the judge.
Did you know that they were beefing on Twitter?
Yeah, I was following it along. I had my popcorn. I was great.
Gosh, let me go to Twitter.
So I put out a simple tweet. I'm on the wrong Twitter account, of course.
Whoa, wrong Twitter account.
I was on KBN's Twitter, and I was like,
we're on the page.
Yeah, I was on our own
You
show.
seem like me on the Twitters. It takes a little bit more time.
God, Kyle, for being a millennial, has no idea how to use social media.
I had to show Kyle Strofe how to look at the thread of replies. They go, you click on this, and then you scroll.
I had no idea you had to scroll down. I just saw people's replies, but I couldn't find them.
You couldn't find the original tweet.
I mean, I will say, I do feel like technology has passed me by. As I was on the couch sipping a Carbless watching the Green and Gold, I was trying to send out these very simple tweets, very simple observations on the game. I said, this is a Packer team that is ready for the playoffs. That doesn't sound very combative or like hot takey, does it? And then Homer tweets me when Josh Jacob fumbles and says, and what do you say now?
Oh, wow. Dun, dun, dun.
That shot's fired.
And I said, I stand by it. Again, I'm trying to keep the sea peaceful, right? Not trying to create any waves. And then Homer says to my tweet, and explain, this is pathetic.
Oh, wow.
So I said, okay, Homer. Crack the knuckles.
Nice job.
Crack the knuckles. And I went to this Twitter sphere. I got these thumbs loosened up. And I said, okay, Homer, check out my next tweet. And then I crafted a tweet that was so beautiful. All
right, let's read it and let us tell you if it's beautiful.
Here's what I said. Not 100% pretty, but this feels like a get-right game for the Green Bay Packers. Conquer the issues that have plagued you. And then with very well-used and well-placed check emojis, I put the check in front of each one of these statements.
You sound so old.
Read the ball. Let Jacobs eat. Establish the pass rush. Efficient, good decision-making Jordan Love. Revitalize turnover opportunities. Start fast. And you know what Homer said to that? Nothing. He said nothing.
Oh, wow.
Put that old man to bed.
Hey, Brad,
elder abuse.
Just out of
Get him his
curiosity,
jello.
What did Alex Strofe say? In the
Alex
replies?
Strofe. First response within minutes. Alex Strofe. Bingo.
Oh, my God.
Bingo.
So you just had to get your credit, huh?
You did.
I ain't mad at you. At least you replied. I didn't know what happened until now.
I just saw you liked it.
So was this the most...
Dang! Watching stuff. Sneaky.
Yeah, we see everything you do, Kyle.
I hope not.
Kyle, it is literally my job to know everything you do.
Wow. Don't be checking.
All right,
Don't be
Jason
checking.
Is your phone bug?
I hope not. Let me make sure.
No, your phone's not bugged.
Okay.
Just a couple spots.
Was this the most complete performance of the year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely to me. And
Defensively.
That's why I walked with
No, he's saying for the whole game.
I saying offense, defense.
All right, fire
special
away.
teams.
I think the Arizona game was more complete offensively.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But defensively, it was certainly the best performance 4 quarters. The only game this season that the Packers have played a complete 4 quarters on both sides of the ball is that Arizona game. Arizona. They tailed off a little bit in the Miami game.
That's true. Second half, weird.
Yep. Just like last night. And look, nothing catastrophic happened, right? The one turnover, the Jacobs fumble, but Love didn't throw any interceptions. It's just you had 8 possessions in the second half. You punted 4 times. The only touchdown you scored, you got the ball at your own or at their 27-yard line after a turnover. The offense just wasn't cooking the same degree in the second half. But
yet Brad came away more impressed with the offense.
I was more impressed. The defense is better. The Seattle defense is better.
We're getting all convoluted up in here.
A 17-point lead at half is a beautiful cushion, right? That's 3 possessions. So you give yourself some leeway if you tail off a little bit in the second half, which they did. And they still won the game by 17 points. So I'm not trashing them for the second half performance. It just wasn't a complete game offensively.
Yeah, you have to keep the pedal to the metal with the Green Bay Packers in the second half. The offense just didn't seem to do that. Now, I give them credit when they needed to rise up and get more points. They were able to do that. But overall, you would like to see a full game where they're putting up 17 points in the second half, and it's looking good and it's looking efficient. And yesterday just wasn't that. Still a great performance. I mean, we have to be satisfied with it. But when you talk about full performance, this was not that, but it was still a quality performance.
Well, this is I did find this interesting because it did come up in the earlier audio we shared from Kay Adams. Homer just tweeted, yes. 7 sacks and tied for 7th of 40. I think he meant 32 teams. 7th in sacks out of 32 teams is the Green Bay Packers.
They had 2 games that were miraculous.
The Titans and the Seahawks.
Take those 2 games out there, okay. Did Homer just tweet this now?
Just now, because Brian Balaga is joining us.
Homer just walked in. And Homer, did we have Twitter beef yesterday? Is that what we were experiencing?
Oh, he's smiling.
He's smiling. I told you, a disposition fertile for combativeness last night.
He put his pudding puff down and got his phone.
He didn't have to say anything. That smile says it all. Just like the smile that I have when I walk into Potawatomi Casino Hotel and see those beautiful TVs and the 2,000 square foot video wall. The restaurant dubbed The Kitchen has amazing food. Make sure you stop by. If you like betting, you can bet and watch the games. If you don't like betting, you can still watch the best place to watch games. 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk. And a major move, they have kiosks where you can get rewards points for betting on your favorite teams and bets. So get it done. Bet above the rest. Paysbig.com/sportsbook.
Homer, do we have beef? I haven't felt that alive in a long time.
No, you just said this is a play. Whatever you said.
The Packers are a playoff-ready football team.
Then didn't you watch the next 20 minutes? They sucked. They were pathetic.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the
detour.
worst stretch of the entire season.
No.
Oh, come on.
Season.
Oh, my God, everything they did. They couldn't get 1 yard
Did
running.
you see the first half?
I did see that.
No. I mean, the first half against the Minnesota Vikings. The first half against the Detroit Lions. No way.
This was
so yes or no?
No way. They couldn't even move the ball.
They moved the ball in the first half, dominated.
They couldn't even protect Jordan Love against the Lions early in that game.
After what we saw in the first half, their performance for how many minutes in the second half was the worst drop-off. It's like
drop-off.
We're going to ask Brian Balaga if Homer's right next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Monica, what delightful surprise do you have for us this Christmas?
I've been waiting all day for your big reveal.
Take a look and tell me what you see.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I see the North Star, that guiding light that always lets you know where you are.
The North Star is important to you?
Sitting directly above the axis of the Earth, it's the only star in the sky that never moves. It's always there for you.
Sarah?
I see the star that stood high over Bethlehem 2,000 years ago.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might.
Monica, it's fabulous.
Nicole Lasker designed it.
I love her.
What's it called?
The Star of Hope. We have them in sterling silver with 4 diamonds for just $198. And in white gold with bigger and bigger diamonds at prices up to $19.98.
I love it.
I love it even more than Rick does.
The Star of Hope.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Cousin Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak features pepper jack cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle cheesesteak with a delicious mint shake and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
The big guy needs your help this holiday season, and he's recruiting the Corners of Brookfield for help because the perfect gift is right around the corners. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for anyone thanks to their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Or just wrap up a Corners gift card to create a great, well-rounded gift. Looking for something only Santa can deliver? Drop off letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. Make your shopping list and check it twice. Visit the Corners of Brookfield.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of.
If your dogs don't listen to what you say, you might be the problem, like Kyle Wallace is on our show. But we have solutions. We can't fix Kyle, but we can help fix your dog's not listening to you by sending them to Sit Means Sit. You can go have a consultation with Matt and his team. Contact them at Sit Means Sit, Milwaukee or Waukesha. Get that free consultation, sitmeansit.com, Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. And the only answer to the Green Bay Game Day post-game show, dog of the game, should have been Edgerrin Cooper. As we welcome in Brian Balaga. I don't know, Homer, who was the dog of the game? Should have been Cooper.
All of the defense that now is 7th in the NFL in sacks for the season.
Oh, you love defense.
Now, Brian, I'm glad you're joining right now because he quote tweeted your
You've been ripping
tweet.
them all year. You apologize right now.
Hell
They're 7th best.
No, when they don't lose me.
This is Brian's time.
Sorry, bye.
Brian, 37% of the Green Bay Packers sacks that have them 7th in the league have come from the Titans and the Seahawks. Do you think that is skewed a little bit, Homer's brain, into celebrating the 7th place in the out of 32?
Well, I mean, obviously the Titans one is what it is, right? I mean, we all know the Titans aren't a very good offensive line, but all indications about the way Seattle's offensive line has been playing lately has been very positive. I can't say I've been studying them a bunch, but seeing the way they've been playing and their production has been really good. And generally how they throw the football, it's really, they get the ball out quick and they protect Geno well. And well, when things are going right on the back end and they're covering guys and they're getting home really quick, I mean, one thing's going right on either end, right? So like that's a compliment to both sides of our defense, right? On the back end and on the front end, either guys are getting home quick or we have really sticky coverage on the back end. So like it's a compliment to the defense overall, but like that's how this scheme kind of complements itself, right? One's supposed to protect the other, and that's kind of what we saw last night.
Brian, I've been praising the Green Bay Packers all day, which they deserve that praise. But one, nitpicking area that I do want to talk to you about, because you are indeed the doctor of football, I want you to diagnose what happened at the end of the half, right? It seemed like the offense was in no sense of urgency to try to get the ball further up the field to put them in a position for a touchdown. Ended up, running out of time and kicking a field goal. What happened under a minute when it seemed like the clock just continued to drain? Was that a mistake, or were they just purposely playing for the field goal?
I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear what LaFleur said about it or what what his
he was tough on himself a little bit.
Yeah, like I guess I don't know what he exactly said. I mean, if he was tough on himself, then he's probably the best, judge of himself. Maybe it was a little bit of a mistake. I'm shocked he didn't really press forward a little bit more, considering how much they were dominating that game in the first half. I really thought he would have tried to really put the lights out in the first half and put an exclamation point on that first half. But it is what it is, right? I mean, I think at that point we're nitpicking. If they get the 3 points, now if they would have went without it, I mean, without any points, I think we look at that thing a little bit differently. But I was a little surprised that he didn't go for the 6. But and he'll look back at that, and Steno and those guys, they'll look back at it and see what they could have done differently and kind of reevaluate and we look at what they've done overall in the 2-minute periods they've had throughout the season so far. They've been pretty good, right? Like, or at least from what I've remembered, they've moved the ball efficiently up and down the field in 2-minute drives and gotten themselves in good situations. So they've been effective. So to see them kind of stall out, or not even stall out, just kind of take their foot off the gas in that situation was a little interesting, or it just seemed a little off.
Brian, it's through 15 weeks of the season now for the Green Bay Packers. What more do you need to see in order for you to believe this team is a championship contender? Because I feel like there's nothing like, what else can we see? What else can they prove? What else can they show in order for us to say, yep, they are that team this year?
Well, I mean, I think, to be dead honest with you, I don't think, for me, there's nothing, right? Like, this was the game that I wanted to see, I think, going into Seattle. Seattle was playing well. It's a tough environment. I needed to see them kind of put on this type of display. And I understand where they're going in a few weeks into Minnesota. That is going to be a different type of test. It's a division opponent, and you would love to go there and get a win. But let's call it what it is. There's a good chance we're not seeing Minnesota in the playoffs, right? Like, that's probably not going to happen. So, like, we have to look at this. Who are we probably going to see in the playoffs? Most likely, we're probably going to see the West team, if I had to take a guess, right? So we're going to see Seattle or the Rams. So how are we, looking against those types of opponents and going out west? And Green Bay has done a good job going out to that coast and playing. So I feel good about how the team is going out there and playing. And if they can go to Minnesota and play well and put on a good performance, I think they can go to Minnesota and win. I feel good about them going to the playoffs and playing good ball. Like, it showed me a lot last night.
Well, Brian, Brad Nortman finally did something relatable. He got 5 plates of food at a brunch. Did you have like a caloric intake you had to reach when you were a player?
I always tried. I don't know. Like, it was kind of just one of those things. Like, I just let the scale kind of dictate where I was at, right? Like, I always like to be in that sweet spot between like 308 and 313 or 14. So like, wherever the scale,
it is a big boy.
Yeah, wherever the scale, dictated is how much I would eat, right? So, and more specifically, like, we're weigh-in day, so Thursday, right? Because you didn't want to get hit with that 550 a pound over, right? So, like, you don't want to get fined.
You don't get fined for being overweight.
That's real.
Oh yeah, $5.50 a pound.
Brad, what
right?
do you mean that's real?
I didn't get fined myself, but I heard other guys that did.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a real thing. So like you got to be careful. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Every Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's why Thursday is
you be out of money.
dinner.
I'll be broke. I'm like, well, Coach, can we just talk about this? Widen the window.
Who was the best to watch eat that like had to make up weight?
Ooh, make up weight. I mean, it was always fun watching Corey eat because he was always like 280, 285, and he would just be like shoveling food in his mouth to get up to like 290, 295 so that he wasn't underweight.
Oh, wow.
Underweight, too. Brutal.
Oh,
yeah.
Get hit on both sides.
Well, Homer's got a lot of theories for you, Brian. Buckle up. 5 to 6, Homer Hour.